Dear guests and value partners of the UneMeta community, this is Moonlight, your host of today's Demo Day party. I'm also the head of community marketing and business development at Oliver's, as well as one of the top hosts on Bandside with over 36 million likes. In the world of creativity and dreams, we have witnessed the dawn of UneMeta together, witnessing how tiny seed can grow and thrive with the care and support of all of us. It is because of you that every attempt and effort of ours has been infused with the power of life. We have achieved many exciting milestones in the past year and are prepared to embrace future challenges. We will relentlessly pursue excellence and strive to become the Web3 IP hub, bringing more excellent Web2 IPs into the Web3 world and delivering high-quality projects to everyone. During our anniversary celebration, we have prepared a series of exciting activities for all of you. Starting from October 21st, our gender lottery has ignited the passion of our anniversary celebration, with a total prize value of $47,000 being given away to all participants. And today, it's October 28th, we have three incredible events lined up. First, the UneMeta Demo Day, where we will invite industry experts to share their insights and discuss future development trends. In the evening, we'll have a festive stage on Discord, complete with music, laughter, and interactions, ensuring an unforgettable night for you. Additionally, from October 28th to November 3rd, we will also host a treasure hunt for our anniversary celebration, with hidden treasures waiting to be discovered on the UneMeta map. Through the treasure hunt, you will not only can win massive gifts, but also gain a deeper understanding of the essence of UneMeta. Stay tuned to our official Twitter account to ensure you get all of these exciting activities. Let's create beautiful memories together at the Fest of UneMeta. This Demo Day is an excellent opportunity for us to explore and collaborate. It is not only a stage to showcase products and projects, but also a unique opportunity to exchange ideas, share creativity, and foster collaborations. We believe that through today's discussions and celebrations, we will be a more successful, will build a more successful Web3 space to all of you. Thank you, everyone. I'm done speaking.
尊敬的嘉宾，亲爱的 UneMeta 社区的伙伴们，大家中午好。然后在这个充满创造力和梦想的世界里，我们共同见证了 UneMeta 的发展，见证了一个小小的种子如何在你我的关心呵护下茁壮成长。正是因为有了大家，我们的每一次尝试和努力都得以赋予生命的力量。我们在过去的1年时间里取得了很多振奋人心的成绩，同时也做好了迎接未来的准备。我们将不懈地追求卓越，致力于成为 Web3 IP 的顶尖，然后将更多的优秀的 Web2 IP 引入到 Web3 中，同时为大家带来更多优质的项目。在周年庆期间，我们为大家准备了一系列令人兴奋的活动。从10月21号开始，我们的 Twitter 活动已经点燃周年庆的热情，总价值$47,000的奖品将赠送给所有参加周年庆活动的伙伴们。而今天10月28日，我们将迎来3场精彩的活动。首先是 UneMeta 的 Demo Day Party， 我们将邀请行业的精英们一起分享真知灼见，探讨未来的发展趋势。晚上我们将在 Discord 里开启一场狂欢舞台，有音乐、欢笑、互动，一应俱全，让大家度过一个难忘的夜晚。此外，从10月28日到11月3日，我们还将举办周年庆寻宝活动，隐藏在 UneMeta 地图的宝藏等待所有人的探寻。通过寻宝活动，不仅能够获得精美的礼品，还能够更好的了解 UneMeta 的精髓。请密切关注我们的官方推特，不要错过这精彩活动。让我们一起在 UneMeta 盛宴中一起创造美好的回忆。另外，此次的 Demo Day 是我们一起探讨合作的绝佳机会。这不仅仅是一个展示产品和舞台和项目的舞台，更是一个交流思想、分享创意、促成合作的独特机会。我们相信，通过今天的交流合作，将迎来更多的创新与可能性。我们鼓励大家积极参与、积极互动，建立深入的合作关系，为未来的更多带来更多的精彩与惊喜。然后非常感谢大家。 我们正式进入这个 keynote 环节。
Greetings, everyone. This is Menglai again. Thank you for being with us on this momentous occasion. Today, we are truly honored to have some of the most brilliant minds and influential figures in the Web3 industry joining us. These pioneers are not just shaping the future, they are defining it. First, I would like to invite An Yu, the organizer of this anniversary celebration and CEO of UneMeta, to give us an opening speech and introduce UneMeta to everyone again. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's very clear. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Moonlight and Vatel. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow enthusiasts of UneMeta. So thank you so much for celebrating our first year anniversary with us here. And it is such a great pleasure and excitement to have all of you here, being together with us to have this great memory of this remarkable milestone of our journey together. So it is very difficult for me to believe that we have been through a whole year. So before I start my presentation, I would like to take a moment to reflect on why we started our journey and what the hell did we begin. So yeah, so we won't sell some rock pictures for millions of dollars. Just kidding. It is, yeah, like in our imagination. So everybody will think, oh, this NFT players were industrial players want to make some insane amount of money. But that's not the reason of the whole real situation here. So actually, the reason we started UneMeta is because we recognize the opportunity that the NFT is rising, but the whole industry is still at the early stage. So we think that investors and users need more time to digest information, and we figured that about 80% of the trading volume is actually concentrated on top asset. So we think high quality and top asset is very important for this market. And we figured that there's some gaps between Western and Eastern culture. So by the time, even though all the leading NFT collections are kind of Western style, but there are some great Asian art style collections such as Azuki or Clone X, and they form their very unique community. So we think the culture attributes of NFTs are the advantage for forming a community or for dismission of the IP. And also, as the famous artists such as Takeshi Muramaki joins the industry, we also sense that Web2 influence can really help convert more users into Web3. So last but not least, we think NFT should not only be associated with the JPEGs. It is a great technology, to prove the ownership, to prove the value on chain. So we think we need something more valuable on chain, just like the reason we all enter this industry. So we want NFT to be just like what Bitcoin represents, and that's why we begin to work with a lot of IPs. So please bear with me a little bit more about what we have achieved so far. And on UneMeta for this year, we think we had a pretty nice result for some members. So we have more than 140K unique wallet address registered with our website, and we have more than 130K social media followers. And we have actually published 279 daily reports and 33 weekly reports in 3 different languages, English, Chinese, and Japanese. And we have arranged a lot of offline events with more than 35,000 people attended. And our DAU actually has reached over 37,000. And I think this is amazing. Thank you for the contribution of the team. And talking about what we're trying to do with the IP. So we try to, since this is the beginning of our journey, so we try to really work with IPs. Our first IP case is with the top voice actress, Hanazawa Kana. She's super famous in the Asia area. And this was also the first NFT project we launched on our Launchpad. And remarkably, it is still the NFT project example for all the Japanese voice actors and actresses. We actually got feedback from some of them saying they want to release their NFT fan projects, and what they want to do is just the way Hanazawa Kana did. And also, in this year, Kunemon NFT is coming soon. And Kunemon is the most popular mascot of the Japan government for actually 3 years. And we are making a very unique location-based game, a location-based services game, special designed for this IP, try to promote the tourism for Kunamoto. And the differences between our platform is we are really trying to let IP themselves understand what Web3 is. So as you can see, we really, for the Hanazawa Kana, really invite her to do a video and ask her to promote the NFT on her own Twitter account and other social media channels. And for the Kunemon, we actually invite the Kunemon itself onto the stage for a Web3 conference to introduce his coming soon NFT journal. So I think this will help a lot for people who didn't understand what NFTs are, what Web3s are, and will trigger their interest to come into this field. And we also did our first art exhibition with NFT of machine production works in Harajuku, Tokyo. This was our first art exhibition, and it lasted for 2 weeks. And we present this work with the actually 50 years old original hand script from the machine production, the movie. And it was a remarkable memory. And we attract a lot of people in Japan, not only the fans of the art itself, but also a lot of local NFT projects owners and members. And they are very surprised to see. And we are doing this for 2 weeks, and we are hosting such a great professional event here in Tokyo. And so following on, we did another exhibition in Singapore just in September. And this we actually showed nearly 700 works with all famous animation artists represented by Miyazaki, and also there are other IPs like Dragon Balls, Sailor Moons, and Slam Dunks and stuff, all the well-known by the Asian area. And this exhibition lasted for 15 days, and we have over 11,000 visitors for this. It was all packed during weekend, and we're amazed by people's enthusiasm for the animation and their love for the animation. And this is some works and some visitor streams, on the site during the exhibition. Yeah. And we also organize a lot of offline events in numerous locations of Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and all of these events, we have more than 400, 500 people attended and show their love for UneMeta and for Web3. And we are also selected by a very selective program, government program by Hong Kong. It was HK Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Incubation Program. And this program provides with grants and government support for incubatees. So we will continue to promote the Web3 culture in the Asian area. And last but not least, during this first year, our mascot Yuzu burned. Yeah, this is so we all love this little guy very, very much. And it's actually appeared in everywhere on our website, and we are making this gift box for the anniversary as well as a reward for this our participated. So I think a lot of people are wondering, and also myself and our team is wondering, where are we going? We actually done so many things we have done before, and everything we think is kind of like the first in the NFTs. And we always try, we ask ourselves, we always try to expand the boundaries of the industrial and NFT. And where are we going? Where is the future of NFT? Can it go back to, how it was in the summer 2021? I think this is now what we ask is also a lot of, NFT holders, players is wondering about. So it's not an easy question, but what I want to share is once before there was a great English adventurist called George Mallory, and before he was trying to climb the Mount Everest, a journalist asked him, it's like, why are you climbing the Everest? And he said, because it's there. I think this is the meaning of what we're doing right now, because the phase we have for NFT and Web3, and we believe that in the future, this will be inevitable, will be a necessary part of life, because it's there. So we spend our personal life, our energy and money here. We want to be a part of the progress of the industrial development. We want to explore the potential and the boundaries of the NFT. We want to believe that in the future, and we want to build an open and innovative enough Web3 ecosystem. So, this is why there's no such like solid answer for this question, but I think for everybody here, and we want to be the witness or the part of the whole progress of this history. And of course, we actually have some solid plan for this. So here is also the first time we release all of this information in the public. So in the future, we're going to have another very unique NFT or Web3 innovation happening. So we're working with a movie, animation short movie collection, and by top Japanese and Chinese directors. So it was a movie made by 4 directors together, and it was like the first of the first. So this movie was supported by Tencent and also TV Tokyo and Netflix. And the 2 directors was the director of Kol Guests, the Watanabe-san, and also the director of Jiang Ziya, the one famous Chinese animation director. So we are going to integrate Web3 within the whole movie publishing, post-production, and next serial creation. So this will be very nice to see how NFT and Web3 will make the whole culture different in the future. And also, we're going to introduce a new feature on our website. So you can talk to the character you like on UneMeta and unlock the exclusive Web3 content for the fans. And also you can mint a character trained or decorated just by you. And there is some more to come. So we're gonna there's actually more to come. So we're gonna be on the way to become the real Web3 IP hub to be the trustful intermediary between the traditional Web2, the traditional IPs, and the Web3 community to really attract the fan base and really build a fan economy based on Web3 incentive on our website. And here's some thanks to our great community. And so I will say thank you very much to our loyal community members. Without them, we could not have any thriving community we have today. And all these individuals have selflessly taken risk and contributed to our community growth and success. So here's our Japanese community. We call it KKK. It's Kita God, Kana, and Kuro. And they really spend a lot of time helping building up our Japanese community, give a lot of suggestions. So thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu. And for our Chinese speaking community, there is UB Slash and Yada that have been staying here for a really long time since our beginning, more than 1 year, I'll say. And our team, so I will give some. So Wotel, obviously, we all know him. He's the famous KOL, writing a lot of threads on Twitter. I'll call him the last man standing NFT. So this is his Twitter account. And he shares a lot of useful information every day, effortlessly. It was great. So so everybody here can follow him for the most advanced information of NFT. And as everybody knows, here's Aris, our BD head, aka 10U Lord of War, and he is working really hard to make this happen. And I have limited time, so this is special thanks for our Mysterious Tech team, who is online 24/7. Thank you so much. And our really supportive operation team, who's everybody here online. And thank you a lot. They do a lot of things. Sometimes like these things just happen. These results just haven't just delivered. I have no idea how this will be done, but they just make it happen. Thank you so much.
Hey, excuse me, friendly reminder, 1 minute remaining.
Okay, so also there's more thanks to our partners, and we cannot list all the logos here, but it's great thanks to them. And so I think I'm wrapping up here. Thank you so much for our for celebrating here. I hope the anniversary marks not just a commemoration of the time past, but a testament to the collective efforts and dedication of our incredible community. And as we reflect on our achievements, and I hope that we'll acknowledge the challenge we can face along the way. So happy birthday to the 1-year-old of UneMeta, and I hope there are more to come. Thanks again.
Thank you, Anne, for the remarkable opening speech to us. And next, we would like to invite Leon, co-founder of Crosspace and Tech Lead DAO. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm not sure whether I can share my screen. Let me try. Oh, okay. I think it works. All right. So first of all, thank you very much for your invitation, UneMeta and Anne, to attend this amazing demo day, and happy 1-year anniversary, UneMeta. It's an amazing journey. But I know Anne, we know each other for almost 10 years, I guess. So we are really old friends. So hello everyone, my name is Leon. I'm the co-founder of Crosspace. It's a platform where you can monetize your content and influence with your community. And we are in this industry for almost 2 years. And we are a SocialFi project. If you know FriendTech, yes, we are doing very similar things, but we have some innovation on top of them. They have a 1 bonding curve, but we have 2 bonding curve because we put emphasis on both content and the creators. So you can treat high quality content and creators on Crosspace and monetize and make some true friends in the long run. I think the best way to know us is to try our app, because we already launched the key features, the trading features. For example, it's very simple. You can navigate this your app. By the way, we are available on both PC and mobile, and you'll see some good quality content. They launch their content. You can buy them or sell them. For example, this is a KOL. He is from Malaysia. He has more than 16K followers, and I get this. And also he is producing good quality content. So I guess it's might be a good investment, and I can check what is the past activities, what is the holders of this content, and I can buy this content very easily by one click and send my wallet. Okay, I think it's yeah. After you buy this, you can check. You can also very easily to check what the current key price and what is the holders of the key. We have a very special mechanism. So in Frontech, if you buy a key, you just buy the key. But on Crossbase, if you buy the content ticket, you spend the same amount of money on their user keys. So we have a linkage between the ticket, the content ticket, and the user keys. So you can either make some short-term speculations on the content or make long-term buy and hold investment on their key. So next week we're gonna have a very new version launched. So it will be more light, more simply focus on the 2C part. You can manage your portfolio. You can join their circle if you hold a key, and by holding different amount of keys, you will have different access to their different features in their circle. And you can easily manage everything around your account. So this is a simple idea of what we are building. And we in the past 2 weeks, we already have more than 300 traders on this platform on the content and creator keys. We are, SocialFi recently very hot, and we luckily in such a bear market, we recently secured $1 million US dollar leading investors from a reputable fund, and we are still building the book of our next round fundraising. And by the way, if you are interested in SocialFi, you can try our D app. And we, since last week, every week we will airdrop 1 million airdrop trading points, which will be linked to our further token airdrop. So don't miss this great opportunity to ride on this great mega trend of SocialFi. Right, that's the brief introduction about ourselves. If you are interested to what we're building, you can DM me on Twitter. I'm a KOL. My name is Leon in Map3. We hold more than 600 Twitter spaces in the past 2 years. And we also hold a lot of offline event in Hong Kong. All right, that's all. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's keep building. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon, for the keynote speaking to today's event. And following that, well, it's actually me, Moonlight. I'm head of community and business development at Audiverse. And I will take the stage to introduce one of the projects that we help to grow. Audiverse over here. I'm also going to share my screen that we have our deck ready to show everyone. So as we all know that Audiverse, well, we are building everyone's personal odyssey in the metaverse, and that's in our name. Well, we know that when we may be watching the movie Ready Player One, right? We all dream of the future, and we are wondering what the future will be like. It's actually really close to us. And of course, we face certain problems, right? When we are exploring the future. So here comes the solutions. Currently, Audiverse has already built personalized AI companions, and we also, will pretty soon bring out guided journeys with AI integration. In addition, we are going to present a new economic landscape powered by blockchain tech. Now let's get deeper to it. Terminus City. This is a world of limitless possibilities. It's an immersive 3D virtual world where users can interact with AI companions, and people can unlock crypto rewards and assets through immersive self-discovery. Additionally, well, if you have ever participated in one of our metaverse events, you will know how amazing it is. Yes, we do have opened several times throughout the year, inviting people to join the metaverse that we built called Terminal City. And stay tuned, we have more coming up. Over here, let's talk about our AI companion. Well, it's named after me, Moonlight, and it integrates with AI technology, so people could interact with her and could type information to her, and then she will reply to you, kind of like ChatGPT, right? But she is beautiful, and you could dress her up and give her a lot of different treats or flowers every day. And then in return, you are going to earn rewards, which is the soul points. Eventually, it could be exchanged to Audiverse token.
When your meta grows,
We're going to skip that video over there. Next, we would like to talk about Audiverse MCN. In our ecosystem, we have over 700,000 Twitter or X followers, and we have connections with more than 300 Web3 influencers from around the world. As mentioned earlier, that in about 2 hours, our Metaverse Demo Day Showcase has attracted more than 20,000 views. That's just one single demo. And that was also a great record in the Binance Live platform. So those are some of the data that I would like to share with everyone. And we expect the growth will be 200% in the coming year. Also, would like to talk about the Audiverse advertising system. We wanted to employ visibilities of your brands and your products by helping you. From the top, you can see lots of screenshots from our Metaverse demo event. And to the second, right-hand side, that's the one of the games that Audiverse incubate called Metaverse. And we have really built a lot of players throughout the journey. And people could also use VR tools to make yourself immerse into the surroundings. And next, Audiverse also built a quest platform called Mission Runner. It's named after, yes, you know, it's Blade Runner, right? An all-time classic. And we have over 121,000 registered users. And we have, yes, our daily UAW is really high as well. It's 10,000. And we have already organized a lot of events and giveaways or campaigns on it throughout the year. It was launched earlier this year on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Next, Audiverse SDK, empowering mass user adoptions. Well, we use our Audiverse SDK to help a lot of Web2 games to onboard to Web3, and we also create help Web3 native games, right, to help them to have a seamless entry point into Web3. And we also have seamless social login, wallet management, and NFT transactions. That will attract more Web2 business to the Web3 ecosystem. So those are things that we help. And we have a lot of resources. So we're going to keep onboarding more games into the Web3 space in the coming years. Market size over here. Well, before we go on that, I wanted to also mention that Audiverse is backed by different VCs. For example, we're backed by Binance Labs and Sequoia with a total around 20 million US dollars of capital that we raised. So we would like to list some of the competitive advantages over here. But if you look at those pictures, and we are right here, Audiverse, we are more towards Web3 native and with AI integration. So lots of things that we are building. And our business model over here, we have direct NFT sales and 100% revenue, including Terminal City and third-party games. And we also do charge on service fees. That's case by case. That's for our Audiverse MCN and advertising system. I also have commission fees about 5% of our Audiverse SDK and Mission Runner. Well, I know it's quite short, right? Because we don't want to take a lot of time, for everyone. And if you would like to reach out to us and participate to our Audiverse SDK program season number 2, because we just officially wrap our season 1 today, and now we are accepting applications for our SDK program season 2. If you would like to build your project with us using our SDK or any marketing or MCN services, be sure to contact us and Moonland University community as well as doing. Thank you. And now I would like to stop sharing over here and going to our next guest speaker. Our next guest speaker, we would like to welcome Jonathan, the business lead at Mix Marvel, to share his valuable insights with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me share the presentation. 1 second. Do you guys see my screen?
No, I cannot see it. Do you mind to try again?
Sure.
Or you could share the entire screen.
Yep. Let me try. It seems like maybe there would be the chance for the next speaker to go while I get the presentation set up.
That would be great. Thank you. So next, we'd like to invite
Great, thanks.
the committee head at Roshan. Are you ready to share your presentation to us? Thank you.
Okay, so I will skip here. Wait a second. Yeah. Okay. Sorry to jump in. Thanks, Moonlight. And thanks, UneMeta, for organizing this grand event for everyone to join. So relation graph is a decentralized social graph protocol for encoding all your relations in Web3. And what we want to do is create a blockchain native data layer through RDF embedded semantic SPT. This definition is a little bit complicated, but interesting. I will explain this later. So what we want to solve is the fragmentation of data in the Web3 ecosystem. In Web3, data is split across multiple networks and protocols, like Discord, Twitter, or X, or everything. This makes it challenging for developers to integrate data. So to solve this, we're trying to build a data layer through a unified programmable model and standardized data framework for accessing data across multiple sources. And this is why our two-business product, Relation Graph, comes out. So Relation Graph is a data platform that connects Web2 and Web3 social data. If you are interested, you can scan this QR code to have more information on usages. This graph can identify and associate various social relationships to provide a unified and efficient data access layer for developers. Specifically for GameFi developers, it simplifies the process to find their target audience accurately. And this graph can provide users with personalized tasks and storylines and games to create a immersive gaming experience, I think. Also, it can identify so-called whale players within a game and recommend associated friends. Here is the mechanism. I will skip here. So if you want to learn more, you can scan the QR code. Now I want to introduce our architecture. So we want to build a data layer through SPTs or soulbound tokens. So it has main 4 parts. One is our docile, it's the file NFT. And second is relation one, is our dApp. And the relation graph, as well as our account. It's still under building, but we think the account abstraction can make the Web3 travel more smoothly. We are also collaborating with some infras like Late Protocol to make our data private and anti-censorship. Also, we are co-working with Arweave for the permanent storage. Now, I want to talk about the RDF embedded semantic SPT. So first, RDF, or the Resource Description Framework, is a semantic standard used to describe structured knowledge. I think every expression in RDF is a collection of triples, which means the structure of a subject plus predicate plus an object. The subject can be every wallet address or the docile NFT, and the predicate can be defined by everyone, like join in Discord, follow Twitter, or everything else. So we think semantic SBT is to encode these triple graphs and non-transferable NFT so as to encode social relations. You can scan the QR code to get one SBT to claim with your wallet address now. Continue. I will briefly introduce our products. Except the social graph I have shared before, we also have our relation one. It's a instant messenger app which you can talk with your friends through the wallet address. It's also boosted by the ChatGPT, so you can use the AI bot to help you write something. Except that, you can, identify and gather those addresses holding some assets like NFT or so to make a club for them to chat and interact with each other. So it's our NFT club toolkit. We also are building our platform. Sorry.
Set friendly reminder 1 minute duration.
Okay, I'll stop here. We are inviting every GameFi project to join our ecosystem, and due to the time limit, I'll be stopping here. Here's my Telegram, so yeah.
Thank you so much, Kurt, for sharing your project to us. And next, we would like to circle back to Jonathan, the BD lead at Mix Marvel, to share his insight. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I guess the presentation is being shown already, right? Everybody can see the screen?
Yes, we can see it right now. It's loading.
Lovely. That's good. All right. So hi, everyone. My name is Jonathan from Meets Marvel. Meets Marvel, it's a blockchain gaming company. We are 6 years old. We have been publishing different video games, also incubating and being an investor of Web3 video games for a number of years. So I would like to explain a little bit more about our industry insights and the things that we do. So first of all, we are founded by 2 female founders that come from a very strong gaming background with companies like Ubisoft, Shanda Games, ByteDance, and so on. When we started the company, we published a few IPs on chains like Ethereum, and one of them have been super successful, which is Hyper Dragons. And Hyper Dragons got to be the #1 game on Ethereum, surpassing CryptoKitties in 2018, which was a big success for the team early on. And that meant that
I think it's still loading. It has been loading for about a minute.
Okay.
Okay, now we can see it. So maybe don't do the PowerPoint slide mode. Just
Right.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so cool. So everybody see it now, correct?
Yes, now we can see it. Thank you.
All right, so perfect. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. So I was mentioning that the company has a very strong background when it comes to our leaders, coming from very strong industries and companies in Web3 and Web2 gaming. One of the most successful IPs that we had very early on was Hyper Dragons. And this one got to be the #1 game on Ethereum, surpassing CryptoKitties in 65 countries in 2018, which was a big achievement for the company early on. And what it meant is that we not only were pioneers in Web3 gaming, but we also decided not to only publish video games, but to build a very strong ecosystem for Web3 games since 2017. So that entailed a few different segments. The first one is that we were publishers of Web3 games. We were also incubator, and we were investors. So we created different segments of the different business lines that we will have. And pretty much we had different tools and different, let's say, technologies that would allow us to offer very top-notch solution for the things that we do. So pretty much we were focused on the intersection of Web3 tools, game content, infrastructure, and then investment and creator community, which are very key to making Web3 games successful. One of the best showcases that we have to present is Medicine. And Medicine is a big MMORPG game that is launching in early 2024. So I would like also to invite everybody to follow our socials, Medicine on Twitter or X, because this is something that is going to be very promising, and I'm confident that the game is going to be one of the most successful Web3 games in the next year. So it's an invitation for everybody. But just to give you more context, what we do with Meets Marvel and Medicine is that we became the investors of this game. They decide to build on our blockchain, and we also do all the publishing, marketing, and all the Web3 components of the game. So that is helping with the tokenomics, NFTs, and so on. So we really take charge of all the Web3 components to make the game very successful. And this is Medicine, and that's why I encourage everybody to check the game a little bit more closely so you would understand a little bit better what we do at Meets Marvel and the things that we offer. One of the tools that we develop and is very successful is the Meets Marvel SDK, which pretty much allows Web2 users to join any Web3 very seamlessly without having to have a wallet or without having to have any Web3 complicated stuff. So pretty much they can log in with their email and they can start already playing any Web3 game. And that's something that facilitates the onboarding of the next 1 billion, users on the Web3. So this is something that we have done successfully, and it's a tool that is available for not only the games that we publish or the games that we incubate, but for anybody that is interested in this solution. So if there is anybody also in the audience that is interested in our SDK, we will be very happy to also talk about it and find ways to collaborate together. Finally, I would say that we have a very robust ecosystem with different partners across mostly Asia, but we are increasingly becoming more global. And we would like to also invite more people to join our ecosystem, maybe as a partner, as one of the projects that we would invest, maybe as one of the projects that we publish or incubate and so on. We're always very open to do different collaborations, so we are delighted to get to know a little bit more of the different players in the industry and get to collaborate together. So this is about the company. It's a short introduction, but the most important thing is for everybody to remember that we are incubator, publishers, and investors of Web3 games. We have our own blockchain and different tools that make solutions very easy to integrate, and we are very open to collaborate with different projects all together. And that we've been in the industry for already 6 years through the different ups and downs that the Web3 gaming has gone through in the past. So we are Meets Marvel, and we are looking forward to also connect with different people on our socials and so on, and then get to collaborate together. So we're very excited to be here. Congratulations to UneMeta again, and looking forward to the next sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing your project to us. And next, we would like to invite Denton, Head of BD at Universe, to share his expertise. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Very honored to be here today and to celebrate this 1-year anniversary with UneMeta. I'm Denton, Head of Business Development at Universe. Let me tell you a bit about our game today. There's a QR code on the right top corner, and you can scan that anytime to learn more about us. So Universe is a location-based alternative reality game. It's a bit like Pokemon Go. You can go around and hit checkpoints to level up your character, and you can also do more than that, actually. So our mission really is to bring Web3 to the mass audience, and we believe that gaming is probably the best way of doing so. which is why we developed this game, which already has a wide market recognition, like Pokemon Go, which has over a extremely high amount of users. So this is some screenshot of the game that you could see on the right here, where you can see the map and hit different locations. We've had a really big success in the past year, partly, I guess, due to all of the collaboration with the esteemed partners, which some of them are here today on this call. But also, we had a big activation event in Tokyo, along with UneMeta, 852.3, as well as other partners as well. So we held a treasure hunting game during the WebEx conference there. And this was a really big proof of concept for us to bring this model forward. This location-based treasure hunting gameplay for business activation, for community engagement, for people to connect in real life, but also on chain as well. So our motto really now is to try and gamify everything. We're based in Hong Kong, so you can see the tram on the bottom left there. So we are partnering up with a lot of different enterprises and smaller merchants as well to gamify a lot of their marketing and business activations. So part of that is the coffee shop activations that we do. So you can go onto your Universe app, hit the coffee shop checkpoint inside the app, and in real life, then you can redeem a coffee there. So that's been a really breakthrough for us there. Oh, I just touched upon that. So apart from coffee shops, we also do a lot more business collaborations, and we call this a meta commerce model. So people are engaging themselves in the metaverse, but also activating in real life through commerces. And no thanks to that, I think was a big part, of that success was actually due to, collaboration with UneMeta itself. We helped with the Hanazawa NFT launch with their community activation, as well as the upcoming Kumamon activation coming Q1 2024 as well. So really looking forward to working more closely together to get that activation and to bring the Web3 to mass adoption. I think in this case in Japan, more focused in Japan, but I think we will expand this to more regions in the coming year, without a doubt. So I'll just briefly go through some of our metrics. We've got about 190K followers on Twitter and Discord, and they're pretty sticky with a pretty high over 10K BNB volume sales for our NFTs, which are characters inside the game, and then with a good amount of holders as well. So these are some of our lead investors. We'd like to thank them. Without their support, we wouldn't be here, and also all of the partners that we partner up in the Web3 space too. Thank you, and wish UneMeta every success in the coming year. Look forward to working with everybody.
Thank you, Denton, for sharing your project universe to us. Next, we would like to welcome Patrick, tech lead at Pulse AI, as our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
All right, let me just try to share my screen now. Give me one moment. Oh, hang on. This is the one. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen now? Moonlight, can you see it?
Yes, we can see clearly. Thank you.
Okay, good. Let me start. All right. Okay, thanks for the invitation. This is Laplace AI, and Patrick, one of the technique from this project. So basically, just 1 second. Okay, so
Hi, Patrick. Seems like we could not hear you. Okay, since I could not hear Patrick, I'm not sure if everyone could also hear him, but kind of like he logged off. Yes, okay, I believe due to connection issues. So Patrick's offline right now. Well, let's go to the next panel. And we wanted to thank you everyone for your wisdom, experiences, and innovative ideas have not only enlightened us today, but also have also sparked our imagination for what the future holds. And we are profoundly grateful for your presence and the knowledge that you have graciously shared with us. And once again, thank you all for the keynote speakers for being here with the guiding lights in the expansive universe of Web3 technology. Now let's show our appreciation with a round of applause. Thank you to all our keynote speakers. We are going to continue. Let's check. Okay, we're going to continue to our demo day party GameFi market and future trend session over here. And we would like to invite our guest speakers from Jonathan from Mixed Marvel. He's the BD of Mixed Marvel.
Dropped out. So this is Patrick from Laplace.
Oh, Patrick, are you back?
Really sorry, apologize for this. Somehow just dropped out. Yeah. Is that all right? We can start over again?
Oh, sure, of course. Let's
All
go back to your keynote section.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay. All right. You guys can see that, right?
Yes.
The slides. Okay. So Laplace AI is AI-driven sports-fi project. So basically, we are a group of data scientists, right, merged with the hedge fund managers. So at the start, we've been doing this AI for a few years for the sports predictions, but we didn't find that we can make profit until we meet our hedge fund managers. We feel like there's a strategy that we can use to make profit. Then because some of us actually blockchainers, Web3 people, so we feel like this is a really good project to be done on blockchain to make external values, because some of the project they don't make external values. For our project, we can make profit and external values. So we feel like this is a perfect project for Web3. And we say we don't gamble, we trade sports. Because for the sports market, it's a huge market value, market cap, and there's also a growth trend for this market. And also for AI, again, this is actually booming these years, especially ChatGPT. You can see there's a growth value for the AI market. Right now, the existing problem is, oh my God, 1 second. Just give me a second. What's going on with this? Something wrong with the slides, sorry. Okay, anyway, so right now for the sports entertainment, right, there's a lack of innovations because traditionally people just based on the experience, and you have to be really know everything about this. But because of AI, it's actually bypass all these existing problems. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, maybe I'll just something wrong with the slides, but just let me just brief with it. So for Laplace AI, we have our tokenomics. So basically, this is a cool project. Every single days in our Discord channels, we actually do our predictions for all different sports for different leagues. So yep. So we actually give all the predictions you guys can follow, and we also have our own tokens. It's called AIPP, Artificial Intelligence Power Predictions. This AIPP has different using scenarios you can use, and if you like to understand more technical part of the project, we also do our articles. We share our algorithms, our technologies, because we are a group of data scientists. We share our algorithms. You can join us to optimize the algorithms. And also for AIPP, we're also going to do our gamifications later, so people can actually do the prediction together. You can join our event. You can also do our tasks. We want to build up a very strong communities for the sports lovers and for the AI experts as well. You can join us. And also we actually later we're going to introduce our RWA, so the real world asset. We can tokenize the athletes and the events. We also give tickets. I think, okay, probably let's see it for now because the slides doesn't work for now, but feel free to join us. Our website is laplace.ai. Check it out. It's lots of features there. And thanks for this. Thanks for the hosting. All right, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing Laplace AI to us. And next, we are going to go to our following session, which is our panel 1 over here. And let's see, we would like to check if all of our speakers are here. Let me continue. We're here to check. Do we have Jonathan, the BD of Mixed Marvel, and Kathy, head of partnership of Skytopia, versus Moonlight, head of community and BD at Others. Then we have Elizabeth. She's the BD head of Genta. Thank you so much. As we step into the next phase of the UneMeta anniversary celebration, we'll walk into the heart of innovation, exploration, and discovery. Our journey continues with the lighting exploration of the Web3 gaming universe, a realm where gaming meets finance, creating boundless opportunities and reshaping the very fabric of our digital experiences. Our first panel titled Web3 Gaming Market and Future Trends promise to be a beacon insight into the gaming landscape of the future. Our amazing panelists are seasoned pioneers and visionaries who have navigated the Web3 gaming market and are here to share their wisdom, expertise, and forecasts with all of us. With respect, I would like to present our panelists for the Web3 gaming market and future trends discussion. Let's warmly welcome them to the stage. Thank you. And now we would like to start our first discussion question. We're going to follow the order of the guest speaker's name that we just shared with everyone. And the first question that we would like to discuss is, what do you think of the current Web3 gaming market development trends? And what factors do you believe are driving GameFi's growth? First, we'd like to present microphone to Jonathan, the BD of Mixed Marvel, to share your insight with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a great question, and I think is the perfect one for kicking off the conversation, because when we talk about Web3 gaming, the industry as a whole is rather new, and there have been a lot of let's say changes recently. Because when we started with the industry, there was a lot of focus being placed on the Fi component of GameFi. So that is all the tokenomics and all the different ways for gamers to monetize. So that became the priority in the beginning, and we've seen games like Axie Infinity, for example, and so on. But I think this year more and more people have came to realize that GameFi has to have the priority on gaming, and when it comes to Web2 gaming, we cannot go very different from what users already know and what gamers love. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to the Web3 gaming industry, Anybody wants to play a game that they enjoy, that they have fun, and they can invest their time and energies playing and inviting their friends and having a great time together. So that has to become the priority, and that's a new shift in the conversations today, where we prioritize on building games that people want to play, and then later we focus on ways that are suitable and long-term sustainable for ways to monetize. And that is the NFTs, the tokens, and so on. But the most important thing is to build the game that people want to play. And that's also something that we do place a lot of priority at Meets Marvel. And the games that we build have been always thinking on the players first, and later on tokenomics that make a lot of sense for this particular game, because every game is different. So those tokenomics need to make sense. But first of all, you need to build a game that people want to play and people enjoy playing.
Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing your insight with us. And next, we would like to invite Kathy, Head of Partnerships of Skytopia, to share your views on what do you think of the current Web3 gaming market development trends are, and also what factors do you believe are driving the Web3 games growth? Thank you.
Sure. So everyone, first, thanks for having me here today. And to this question, when we talk about the development trends in the gamified market, I mean, it's pretty clear that the market is on a strong growth trajectory right now. So there are a few key factors behind this growth, So first and foremost, the continuous maturation and adoption of blockchain technology have made managing and trading digital assets and NFTs within games much more accessible, which of course is attracting a broader user base. Then the fusion of DeFi and NFT markets is opening up new opportunities for GameFi, so allowing players to earn both in-game and out-of-game rewards. And this, we think, in turn is drawing more investors and gamers into the scene. And so let's not forget about the significance of community and social interaction in GameFi. So through social media, social games, and virtual worlds, GameFi is building strong user communities, so which I think really helps with the game promotion and user retention. Thank you, Moonlight.
Thank you, Kathy, for sharing your views with us. And now it's my turn. Hi, everyone. Listen, Moonlight from Audiverse and Head of Company and BD over there. Well, in my opinion, the first thing actually I would like to first is change the title from GameFi to Web3 gaming. Is that because I do hope that people could more focus on the gaming part, and some of the game right now might not really emphasize the FI part, right? So this is why a lot of more people are calling it Web3 games instead of GameFi recently. And of course, the current Web3 gaming market is experiencing significant growth. We could see that there has been lots and lots of different Web3 gaming projects coming out during these recent months, right? And driven by several factors over here. One of the primary drive is that increasing adoption of blockchain technology and cryptos, because as we could see that with the expanded technology, more and more people are getting used to use these kind of technology, which also provide a secure and transparent infrastructure for in-game assets and transactions. And the other factor is NFT. NFTs are also very crucial, enabling players to truly own their in-game assets. Additionally, I think the third most important factor would be the play to win, or some people call it play to earn, right, model, and where players can receive tangible rewards through playing the games. That attract a more extensive user base and investors to join the Web3 gaming space. And next, we are going to go to our second discussion questions over here. We'd like to ask our guest speakers, in your opinion, what are the biggest challenges facing the Web3 gaming market, and how does your project address these challenges? First, we would like to bring my phone back to Jonathan from Mixed Marble. Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. I think there are a number of challenges. I would like just to highlight one, which is the community building on Web3 games, which in a way, when you look at the gamers or players that are in Web3 games actively playing, is very small compared to the vast number of players that are still playing Web2 games. So the big question here will be, how can we Web3 gaming attract more Web2 gamers into the Web3, right? And the challenge is that in the past, maybe the industry had been a little bit damaged by the overemphasis on the five component of the games, or in the way that people would have this perception that Web3 games are not are just like play to earn, or they're just ways for users to monetize instead of like having real games that people enjoy and like playing. So I think that the big challenge here is how you change this narrative and how you prove it to everybody that Web3 games are very, very high quality games that people love and want to play. And then later they have the advantages of ownership, owning assets for the different players in on chain, that they can like trade, they can do anything they want with it. So I guess the big part is how you can attract more users and how you can better explain the advantages of playing Web3 games, that at first having games that are up to the quality and games that people want to play, like any of the Web2 games that exist out there. And two, how you can explain that that the advantages are much bigger. So there will be a more irresistible offer for the different, like communities out there, the different Web2 gamers, to come and join and just try out. Because the moment they try excellent Web3 games, they are going to realize that this is the future and they want to be the ones like joining the wave very early. And that's one of the things that we're very, like mindful at Mixed Marble. And that's why we are also focused a lot on community building and how you can support projects from the investment side, the publishing, the incubation. So you can build those games and you can make it very easy for new users that don't know Web3 to play games that they enjoy, and then they will explore themselves Web3 and realize that those offer a lot of advantages for gaming industry.
Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing your valuable insight with us. Next, we would like to bring the microphone to Kathy, Head of Partnership of Skytopia. We will want to also hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. So I think the biggest challenge here is balancing the needs of the target users while aligning with the game's design. So like Web3 and Web2 users have quite distant interests and needs, which can be a little bit more of a challenge for game development teams and projects. So supporting both types of players requires a complex balancing act, because Web3 players are more profit-oriented, while Web2 players might lean more toward the gaming experience. So in our game Party Planet, we've separated and designed complex game mechanics and economic models to cater to these two user groups. So we hope that by doing this, we can gradually establish a healthy and sustainable gaming ecosystem. And currently, our game supports multiple third-party social media logins like Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and Google, which is more user-friendly for Web2 players. And they can easily dive into the game, enjoy the experience, and then decide whether they want to explore economic activities in Web3. So I think this in turn reduces the cost of educating users. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Kathy, for your great insight with us. And for me, my opinion is that what are the biggest challenges facing in the Web3 market right now would be that actually several challenges right now, including scalability issues. We always say that we wanted to bring more users, right? And user adoption barriers, and also regulatory uncertainties in different regions and countries. I've been paying close attention to news report on the regulations of cryptos and MTs, and recently I think everyone was learning about the Yuga Labs, right? Lawsuits, right? So lots of things might impact the growing and might be the challenge that we face right now, not just among the Web3 gaming industry, but for the overall Web3 space over here. And well, our project teams are addressing these challenges through tech innovations, such as Layer 2 scaling solutions, and of course, providing user-friendly interfaces and compliance with relevant regulations. And by offering secure and user-friendly platforms, our Web3 gaming projects, such as our Oliver's and MetaMerge, and to make it more accessible and attractive to a broader audience. Thank you. Next, we're going to go to our third topic over here, inviting our panelists to talk about in the future, what innovations and development directions do you think will emerge in the Web3 gaming field? First, we're going to bring my phone back to Jonathan, the BD development at Mixed Marble. Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. I think there are like a few innovations that are very interesting and will prove the conversation to be very promising in the future. But one of them is something that we are seeing in different areas, not only gaming, but in anything these days, which is AI, and how AI generated content, or AIGC, can play a big role in the gaming industry and also in the Web3 gaming. Because apart from, like, traditionally, when we think about games, there are a group of developers that build the game, ship it to, like a console like PlayStation or Xbox in the past, and then the user will receive it and they will just play whatever is made for them. They have no control, they have no ownership, they cannot do anything to modify the game. And now with the tools that AI offer, the gamers themselves, they can modify and create new worlds and new content inside the games, so they have more ability to express their creativity, and they can like create their own worlds inside the games. So that's something that is going to really revolutionize the industry and can also bring many opportunities to the Web3, because Web3 is all about ownership. It's about like empowering users to own their own assets, and apart from enjoying games, like have the ability to create the things and personalize things in the way they want, and also engage in the in-game economy and trade different assets and so on, get rewards in the form of tokens or NFTs. And if you can also allow them to create the games or the different worlds inside the game that they want to play with tools like AI, those are something that is going to be revolutionary. So that's one of the things that we focus on in the company, especially from the venture capital side, because as I mentioned earlier, we have a 50 million venture capital fund. So we invest in different projects that have a relationship to Web3 gaming, not only games or studios, but also like Web3 engines, infrastructures, NFT marketplaces, communities, guilds, etc. And one of those that we look at is also AI generated content, so we can incorporate those solutions into the games that we published at Mixed Marble.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for sharing your insights with us. And we'd like to present the same question to Kathy, the head of partnership of Skytopia. Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. Looking into the future, we believe that there are several potential directions for innovation. So first, there's the concept of fully on-chain games, where all game logic is entirely on the blockchain. So it's a highly promising direction. even though there are some current bottlenecks and challenges. But at Skytopia, we've been actively exploring this technology and hope to gradually overcome these issues. And second one is sustainable Web3 game economic models, which means designing economic models to ensure games can run sustainably within the Web3 ecosystem. And lastly, there's the idea of introducing new gameplay styles that leverage the unique features of blockchain technology. So exploring fresh gameplay styles that distinguish themselves from traditional gaming experiences. So that's all. Thank you, Moonlight, and everyone.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for sharing your views with us. And for me, in the future, which innovations and development directions do I think will emerge in Web3 gaming field would be, we might be able to understand several innovations and development directions in this field, including improved game designs that seamlessly integrate blockchain and MTs, and also previously we mentioned about AI tech, right, will become more prevalent. And another part is cross-chain interoperability. Well, coming from DeFi to Web3 gaming industry, we have been talking a lot about interoperability, right? Because in different aspects of Web3s, we are all working on these and wanted to cross different projects, cross different chains, right? And now we want to cross game. So these will allow assets and characters to be used across multiple games. We also like to be a significant development. So this part I would hope to see a lot of different projects doing it. For example, actually Oliver's is building an ecosystem which our MT holders can see their on-chain assets across different games within our Oliver's MetaFi ecosystem. We already integrate MetaMerge and GIF Moonlight together, so our holders could see their two different assets within one same platform. That's really, very interesting for our players when they play the game. And the third part is that Web3 game may explore integrating with the metaverse, because a lot of times we kind of like mix up metaverse and Web3 games, right? And that will create immersive and interconnected virtual worlds of our players. So far, Oliver's already organized several successful metaverse events to prove these could happen, and we will showcase more in the coming days. Around the end of this year, we have more metaverse and Web3 gaming events, and we welcome everyone to join our events and stay tuned. Thank you. Next, we're going to go to our fourth discussion topic in this round. The question is, for those investors and users interested in Web3 gaming, what market prospects and investment advice would you provide to them? We're going to bring the question first to Jonathan from Mixed Marvel. Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. One of the recommendations that also from the investment background that we have at Mixed Marvel that we will give to different investors or anybody interested in GameFi is to incorporate your own in-game wallet into your game, because that would allow your users to easily conduct transactions inside the game and not have to go on third-party platforms to maybe trade NFTs or like exchange tokens or do any other operations, but just do everything inside the game. So we were talking earlier about how important it is for us to offer a very seamless UX experience for the gamers that play our games, and that is very key. A very key component in allowing them to have the best experience they can when they play one of our games. So as an example, we mentioned Medicine, which is one of the games that we are incubating. And this game is launching in 2024. And one of the big solutions is that through the Mixed Marvel SDK, we allow Web2 users to join the game very seamlessly, very easy with their just like email and other logins without having to have a wallet. So we offer their own wallet as soon as the users join the game. They will have automatically assign a wallet, they can start playing, they can get the different rewards and tokens or NFTs and so on, and they will have the ability to conduct all these transactions inside the game. So that is very revolutionary because there wouldn't be any difference between playing a normal Web2 game and a Web3 game from the user experience. It will be very, very easy to play, and they will be fulfilling the goal of playing games, which is entertaining players. And the second thing is that when you have the ability to have your own in-game wallet, you allow those transactions to take place very easily. And those solutions that we offer are also done through UniPass, which is one of the portfolio companies that the Meets Marble DAO venture has also invested in. So that's also why we place a lot of priority in the three components of the three different businesses, which is investment, incubation, and publishing, because all these three ensure that you have a very seamless, a very strong ecosystem that allows your players to have the best experience they can. So the in-game wallets are definitely something very important to have when we build games that people want to enjoy.
That's marvelous. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for sharing the information with us. And next, we would also like to bring my phone to Kathy, Head of Partnership of Skytopia, to share your views on this question. The question was for investors and users interested in Web3 gaming. What advice would you provide to them? Thank you.
Thank you, Moonlight. I feel like it's actually quite a complex question. I mean, GameFi is still evolving, so it's quite hard to provide concrete market prospects. But if I have to give some advice, I would say that potential investors need to carefully consider what their investment goals are, and whether it's investing in the project itself or its economic mechanisms, and whether they are in it for the long haul or just short-term gains. And then maybe they can look for investment opportunities that align with those objectives. So this is a quick answer. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kathy, for your great insight to us. And well, now it's my turn. I am Audibre's Head of Committee and Business Development over here. For my views over here, first I will actually like to say that I'm not providing any financial advice or investment advice to anyone. So everyone be sure to do your own research, and we're all at our own risk. For people who are interested in Web3 gaming, it is very important to conduct through research, right, on projects before going involved with that. And for example, you might want to know about the team's experiences or the tech that they use and the roadmap that they provide, and of course to check whether or not the roadmap is maybe just a delusion, right, or they are really going to have the tech and the money to do it. And next is Web3 markets prospects are promising. Well, at least that's what I thought. And also given the growing interest in evolving technology. However, it is also very important to know the associated risks, such as market volatility, right, and regulatory changes. So yeah, be sure to follow all the local rules as well, and diversifying our investments as well as stay informed about the latest one could be beneficial in navigating this dynamic space. And of course, always participate with a long-term perspective and consider seeking advice from licensed financial experts if needed. That's my take. Thank you so much. And we hope everyone enjoy the insights from our great panelists in the Web3 market and future trend discussion. Really enlightening and inspiring. Our panelists' experiences has surely broadened our horizons and set the tone for an exciting day ahead. Now we are gracefully transitioning into our next panel. I would like to express my gratitude to our panel one guest speakers. Your wisdom and knowledge have been invaluable, and we appreciate your brilliant insights. Thank you for sharing your experience with us today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts while we move on to our next adventure together. Our second panel is a discussion focused on the intersection of tech evolution, is titled The Development Prospects and Challenges of Web 2 and Web 3 Games. Promise nothing short of enlightening. We are honored to introduce our distinguished panelists for our panel, Round 2. And their experiences will definitely enrich our understanding and inspire innovative thinking. Let's welcome then to the stage. They are Rudy, the head of growth of Binary X, Henry, CNO of Medicine, Rita, co-founder of Plan Crossing, and Moonlight, marketing and business development manager of MetaMerge. Our first discussion topic is what are the main differences and characteristics between Web 2 and Web 3 gaming? We would like to present the question first to Rudy. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so that's a good question. I think the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 gaming is Web 2 is the gaming we see today, right? On mobile, on Steam, computer games, and so on. Web 3, it's the incorporation of blockchain technology. And what does that mean for gamers in general? So there are a few points here. There's centralization and decentralization, firstly. So for Web 2 games, it's mainly controlled by the game developers. They create content and, players pay for it and they access the content. And all assets earned in the game are owned by, the web developers in a sense, right? They own the items that you earn, and you can't really decide and take them out, and you cannot really sell your assets if you wish to outside that parameter. So with blockchain, with NFT technologies and token, you can actually really take ownership of the items that you have earned in games and then make that transaction between players, or however you want to use it. The other important thing is monetization. So in Web 2 games, it's typically generated through in-app purchases, ads, microtransactions, subscription, and so on. For Web 3 games, there are a lot more interesting variants and mechanism that can be put in place. You might have heard of play to earn, play and earn, and so on, right? There are token sales. So think of an expansion for Web 2 games. Whenever something is created, you are paying for it and you're playing through the content. A year later, new content is being churned out. Whereas in Web 3 games, the kind of monetization can really change depending on how the player would like to play the game and want the game to evolve over time. Yeah, so the last thing I would note for Web 3 game that is very different from Web 2 game is community governance. So a lot of Web 3 games out there allow players to dictate how the game mechanics should be through DAO voting and so on. And this is really quite different from how Web 2 games are being managed today. So yeah, I think these are the three main points between the difference of Web 2 and Web 3 games. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Rudy, for sharing your views with us. And next, we would like to invite Henry, CNO of Medicine, to also share your views on what are the main differences and characteristics between Web 2 and Web 3 games. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be joining this event. I think that most of the main differences have already been mentioned. So, like, for example, like he mentioned, like ownership and the decentralization part, right? So Web 2 games, normally you have a company in control of the game in centralized servers where everything that the players earn or they acquire during their gameplay, they're stored into the centralized servers, and the users, they actually don't own these assets. Normally, the way that the community will take part into the project for Web 2 games will be normally basically like discussions and give suggestions to the devs. Sometimes there are some games that they might have some like opportunity of letting users create things, but they're also very limited. So for me, these two main things are very big differences, because in Web 3 games, you not only have the user taking part of the game, but the users, they actually are able to interfere into the developing process. They are investors, they are owners of NFTs, they're holders of the project coin. So they're actually taking a much more internal approach into the project development than in a Web2 game, where the user, they buy a game or they play a game, they maybe charge some money to get some in-game items, but they don't have actually any kind of like ownership, let's say like that, of the game. So for Web3 gaming, the users, they have a very strong like ownership of the game itself. They are able to take part into the game development, as I mentioned, and what they acquire in the game, normally the NFTs and the assets, they belong to them, right? So if they don't want to play the game anymore, if they want to sell an asset, or if they want to just jump to a different game, I'm tired of this game, I don't want to play anymore, then they can sell it, or they can transfer to somebody else, or something like that. So something that for Web2 games, I've seen before. I worked at Web2 gaming companies for nearly 10 years, and I've seen players that spent $100,000 in games, and they just got tired and they stopped playing, right? So all these assets and everything that they acquire during this process, they just lost. They're not able to sell. They're not able to sell their account to another user, because this is normally against the terms of service from most of game developers, right? So you just lost, right? All the time and effort that you put into the game, all the assets that you acquired, they don't belong to you, so it's gone, right? But on Web3, you have all this freedom and way of participating and earning and taking attitude and voting and everything else. So for me, these things will be like the biggest differences. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Henry, for sharing your view with us. And next, we'd like to present the microphone to Rita, co-founder of Planet Crossing. We would like to learn about your insight of this topic. Thank you.
Yeah, first, thanks for inviting. And back to the question, I think the key difference between Web2 and Web3 games is user profile, like the purpose of players to play the game. So people play Web2 games purely for fun. Like they spend times and the money to buy in-game resources, tools to be competitive, and pay off with the sense of fulfillment, like the value of emotions. So game designers simply focus on making the game addictive, and popular games usually have very strong cash flows. But in Web3, actually, at least for now, most users are first individual investors, then they are players. So actually, under this situation, developers find the gaming ecosystem easily kind of like controlled or sometimes manipulated by arbitrageurs or flippers, and usually make gambling in a short time period. And actually, it makes the dilemma that the long-term mechanism and gaming tokenomics sometimes collapse due to the existence of flippers. I don't think this status quo will turn around very soon. So actually, we need to proceed with that. But we can definitely do something like build long-term vision for players to extend the lifespan of the project as much as possible. And also, as we are entering a new crypto cycle, I believe that there will be new initiatives that could potentially change this a little bit. I don't know, actually, I don't know what it is. Maybe a new gambling model or new operation initiatives. But I do think like we could anticipate something new, and we are getting closer to it. Thank you.
Perfect, Rita. Thank you for sharing your review with us. And next, it's my turn. I'm also marketing and business development manager of MetaMerge, because one of the Web3 games that Outverse incubated. And my take on this question is that the differences and characteristics between Web2 and Web3 games, including that Web2 games are traditional online games that operate on centralized servers, right, and are typically closed ecosystems. In contrast, Web3 games leverage blockchain tech, ensure true ownership of in-game assets through NFTs and other blockchain tech. So they offer transparency, decentralization, and interoperability between different games. And players in Web3 games have the ability to trade, sell, or use their in-game assets across various platforms, making the items more valuable and player-centric. So that's my take on these topic. And next, we're going to go to our second discussion topic over here. What are the main challenges facing Web3 games? And can blockchain tech solve these challenges? We'd like to hear from Rudy, the head of growth of Binary X first. Thank you.
Yeah, there are a couple of challenges facing Web3. I think first of all, Web3 gaming is in a very early stage. So especially, this blockchain technology, when it comes to scaling across bigger playing audiences, I think that is something that is being worked on by many players in the field, but generally it takes a lot to support a large number of players. The second problem that we notice is user experience. So aside from that, a lot of the platforms are not as mature. So for example, on mobile, you have your App Store and your Play Store, which makes, it very easy for player to adopt and enter and play new games, right? Whereas when it comes to Web3 gaming, a lot of all these platforms are not very supportive as of yet. And there is still a huge amount of learning. I think learnings required, for example, how to manage your own assets with your wallet and so on. So I think that is something that is different and takes time to really educate people to get on board. And lastly, I think security is also one of the main concerns when it comes to Web3 games, right? Web3 games are vulnerable to hacks and exploits, which can lead to the loss of player funds and assets. So this is something that, again, it's a concern when it comes to true ownership in that sense. But at the same time, again, like I said, a lot of all these problems are being worked on and it's very early stage for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy, for sharing your views on this topic. And next, I'd like to invite Henry, still menacing, to share your views on this question. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that there are a few things. One thing that I think is very important is that Web3 games, they emerged as a way of users having all these models like play to earn, right? So letting users to play a game and then earn from playing the games. But I think the problem is that when you only focus the game on this earning aspect, it's very hard for any project to go long term and to actually survive, because games, before anything, they have to be fun, they have to be engaging, right? The users, they want to still enjoy the game. Normally the games that are only focusing on like the earning part, they're games with like where the tokenomics models, they don't sustain. So users will play the game for some time, they'll make some money, but the market won't be able to hold these tokens or these NFTs for a long time, because people are just earning and selling and they're not staying. The retentions are bad, right? So many of these projects, they end up lasting like 2-3 months and they died. So I think that one of the big challenges is balancing this earning aspect with the fun and the enjoyment aspect of playing a game. Because if you don't do that, then you have a game that's just gambling game. And then if it's just gambling, then you have casino, you have DeFi projects, you have a lot of things that you can just bet on something, right? You don't need to actually play a game for that. So I think this balance is something very, very, very important. Making a fun game and at the same time having a good economic model in order for the users to actually earn from the game, of course, because the Web3 games are competing with Web2 gaming projects. So if you are making a normal Web2 game with very few Web3 aspects, then why the users are going to play your game and not a Web2 game that has a much bigger reach, higher budget for development and everything else, right? So I think this is very important. And I would say like the second biggest thing for me is like the user experience right now for most of the projects is not very good, and the entry barrier for like Web3 gaming is quite high. Users, many Web2 users, they don't know about crypto wallets, they don't know about NFTs, they don't know about tokens. So it's very hard for many of these users to actually join a game and understand how this thing works and how to play and how to earn and the wallet and everything. This is being improved, of course, but I think it will still take some time until Web3 game is more accessible. So I would say that these two for me are the biggest challenges.
Thank you, Henry, for letting us know your thought with us. And next, we would like to invite Rita, the co-founder of Plan Crossing, to address this issue with us. Thank you.
Thank you. In terms of challenges, I think like first, as I always say, the lack of specific marketing channels is usually a problem. Currently, the only user acquisition and the engagement force in Web3, not only gaming, but generally Web3, is like maintaining a community of a project. But like how to reach new users and lead them to the community is not really a very easy thing. Projects usually do a few things, such as partnering with other projects, leveraging Quest tools, and like releasing good news when they have. However, we find that most measures don't work out, and the best way sometimes is to collaborate with big exchanges and blockchain ecosystems because they have large traffic and large user base. But not every project has such strong connections, and this measure doesn't work sometimes as well. So I do believe that in the new crypto circle, we will see the rising of some new marketing and user acquisition channels and tools, because it's really important to Web3 projects. And the second, another point is, I think the improvement of on-ramp experience will also be a key driver of the next Web3 gaming season, because it's currently the obstacle, or it's currently the challenge we are faced. But it's not only depends on the improvement of our experience and user education, but it's actually a more complicated problem. Like it relies on policymakers in each region, and like just like the recent the mania around the approval of Bitcoin ETF, I really think it will introduce global funds to crypto space. So I think it's really very complicated problem and not just technical related. Thank you.
Well noted. Thank you so much, Rita, for sharing with us. And for me, the challenges facing Web3 games and blockchain solutions would be that, well, actually, well, we were, okay, we were talking about this topic, and I would say that we do hope that we could see maybe more tech solutions and education to bridge the gap and ensure legal compliance in different regions. So this is actually a bit similar to what we already talked about earlier, right? Blockchain tech can address scalability issues through layer 2 solutions and making transactions faster and more cost effective. And it also provides a transparent and secure environment for in-game assets. And of course, user onboarding and regulatory challenges require a combination of tech, and also education. So I think it's still kind of like a long way to go, but I also have strong belief that one day we are going to reach our goal there. Thank you. And we're going to talk about our third discussion topic over here. What is the user's acceptance and adoption rate of Web3 games, and what factors might influence user conversion and engagement? This is definitely a very important topic for all Web3 gaming projects. Now we're going to bring microphone first to Rudy, Head of Growth of BrandNetX. Thank you.
Yeah, in terms of user adoption of Web3 games, it is still relatively low, but it is growing rapidly. So according to a recent report by DevRadar, the number of active users in Web3 game increased by 200% in 2022. And this is in the bear market. So it's a waiting game for both GameFi projects and players to achieve, record level of adoption again. So we are still seeing growth despite slow markets in general. Some factors that might influence user conversion and engagement. I think a lot of GameFi projects now are focusing on gameplays of the game, so improving and leveling, the gaming experience to match those of Web2 games. Play to earn opportunities has been changing and evolving since we first heard about it. different tokenomic models are being developed, that can both withstand different market conditions as well as appeal to different types of gamers. Lastly, I think two more points, in fact. Community continues to grow despite the bear market. I think people are trying to learn more, not jumping straight in, but really learning more about the space. So that is also a good sign. And lastly, of course, one additional point I would put out is the ease of use, right? The barrier of entry, we have heard about it, is relatively high, but there are a lot of platforms out there. There are a lot of infrastructure providers out there that are working on products that can significantly improve the user experience and onboarding. Therefore, potentially appealing to more user accepting Web3 game as a concept. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy, for addressing this topic with us. And next, we would like to invite Henry, Lisa, and Menacing to also share your views. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that right now the user base from Web3 gaming is really, really small. It has been growing, of course, but if you compare to Web2 gaming, it's still very early, right? I remember reading some analytics from April this year, and the top game with like the active actual user wallets, it was like Alien Words, and it had like around 200K unique active user wallets, while the top one, Web2 Gaming, had like a 23 million active players. That was a Roblox, right? So you can see by the difference, the amount of users, you can see directly the big difference regarding adoption, right? So Web3 still has a very small user base, and I think that this has been improving, of course, but at the same time, there are many things that have contributed before to like affect that. For example, many projects that were not very reliable, and there are many users that in the last bull run, they joined the market, they joined some non-reliable projects that ended up like rugging them and things like that. So I think that the user acceptance and adoption, it's something that's slowly improving. There are Web2 gaming developers that started to bring NFTs to their games, and even though many of the Web2 users, they're not very open to that, there are more and more people wanting to play and to try Web3 games. But at the same time, it's like a slow process. And I think that regarding the second part of the question, like what can influence the conversion and engagement, of course, I think the quality of the games, right? Games like the games that were developed a few years ago in the beginning of the market, very simple games, like lower quality games, I think will be really hard for this kind of game to convert that many users. The users right now, Web3 gaming users, they are more they have like they do more research, they have more like higher requirements for the projects. Normally they're going to invest in a project if they actually see the actual project happening. Before, many projects, they would have just like some presentation and users would just jump in, right? So I think that this acceptance and the adoption is getting better, but it's still very early, and it will take some time until all the infrastructure and the education from the Web2 gaming users can get better, and then more people can come to the market. But it's going there. There's still a lot of space for growth for sure.
Thank you, Henry. Yes, there's still a lot of space for growth. And next, we are going to present the question to Rita, the co-founder of Plant Crossing. Thank you.
It's really a good question, and I have been studying this topic for a while. Based on the data I collected, the conversion rate from traditional user acquisition channels to a real on-chain user is still very low, roughly ranging from 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 10,000, depending on how fit the user profile is. So it might indicate that the current methodology of acquiring massive players from Web2 to Web3 is still not that mature. The key reason, I think, is probably the general coverage of crypto is still very low, and also with the on-ramp difficulties. To make this happen, I think we need to raise the general public's crypto awareness. That's why I think the ETF will have a great impact it's definitely not just a short-term pump. Highly likely, like general users, they will first learn how to invest in crypto, in how to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then generally they will learn how to play with the apps, including GameFi and gaming the apps. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Yes, certainly, just like you said, this is a very interesting question, and I believe a lot of friends over here have been learning, also doing some research on it. And my take, on the user acceptance and adoption rate of Web3 games, and also a factor like my influence user conversion and engagement, would be that, well, user acceptance and adoption rate for Web3 games are actually, they are growing. But factors like user friendliness and the play to earn model, as well as the quality of gameplay, influence them as well. A lot of times, the players are like, we already have many high quality Web2 games, right, to play with. Why we need to come to Web3 and learn a lot of blockchain techs and learn how to use different Web3 tools, right? And those are those are sometimes the barriers for to prevent people from joining us. But of course, the play to earn model, where user can earn some real rewards by playing games, is a significant factor driving adoption. In my point of view, especially we could see that from several years ago, the X Infinities, the phenomena, right? And to increase user conversion and engagement, developers should create engaging gameplay, and also to improve interfaces and educational materials about blockchain integration to lower the entry barrier. That's my takes over here. Next, we are going to go to our fourth discussion topic over here. What suggestions or prospects do you have for developers and investors interested in entering the Web3 game field? We would like to first bring the question to Rudy, Head of Growth of Binary X. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So two groups, right? So for developers who are interested in entering the Web3 space, I think it's important to focus on creating games that are fun, engaging, and easy to play, right? Easy to onboard in that sense. They should not really focus too much in the blockchain part, but really make sure that their game is appealing, because as the gamer demographic grows, I think the demand for high quality games will also come into play, and they need to make sure that their game is also built on secure and scalable blockchain platforms. I think that is something that Web2 gamers are very concerned about when it comes to security and so on. It didn't start off as a concern for them in Web2. I think when you want to convince them to move over to Web3, I think that is a big part. You need to be able to convince them. For the second group, I think for investors who are interested in investing in Web3 games, I think, of course, with any investment, it's important to do your own research and invest in projects with strong teams, as well as promising gameplays in terms of both core game mechanics as well as tokenomics. They should also be aware of the risk involved, especially depending on which market cycle, where in the market cycle you are, and so on and so forth. So I think overall, Web3 games have the potential to revolutionize the gaming industry as a whole. But there are still some challenges to be addressed, and some areas of concern to look out for if you're a developer as well as investor. So yeah, I think those who are interested in entering the space should carefully look out for these challenges, as well as what teams are working on and what they're focused on. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Rudy. And next, we'd like to bring the question to Henry, Lisa, and Menacing, to also share your views. Thank you.
Yeah, I think for devs, I'll say that first of all, understand why you want to bring your project to Web3 and what does Web3 aggregate to your project. Because I mean, to have a good Web3 game, you need to have a good tokenomics model. You need to have a good gaming flow regarding the in-game economy and everything else. So it's, if you just make a game and then you're like, okay, I made this game and then now I just want to throw some Web3 elements in there, it's just not going to work, right? So I think that's very important for the devs to understand, like how they can use the Web3, all this Web3 like advantages into their project. Whereas if it was a Web2 project that they couldn't use, right? Like what kind of like experience, what kind of improvement I can bring to my users, to my players by using Web3, by using the game on the blockchain, right? I think this is very important. And then the second thing I would say that make the game experience better, right? Don't put too many complications for the users to join your game. So don't the wallet creation, this kind of thing. Like if you can use, there are lots of solutions right now. Like we are using one as well from It's Marvel. Like the users, they can only use an email to register their account. They don't need to have a wallet, right? So make the entry for your game slower, right? Don't make it so complicated. You need a MetaMask, you need to know seed phrases and everything. This kind of thing for Web2 users is really hard, right? And I would say that the last one is make a good game, right? Don't rush to push NFTs and tokens, and work on a game first, right? For Meta Scene, we've been developing our game for nearly 2 years, and we've done many tests. Up to this moment, we didn't sell any NFTs, we didn't sell any tokens, right? But we had lots of users joining our game and playing our game and giving us feedback, and that is us improve and making the game better. And this makes the community and the people feel more secure and more like engaged and believe more in the project, because they see that we're actually working on building a game and want to do this together with them, right? And for investors, I would say like it's just the basic thing, right? Do your own research. Yeah, always research the projects that you're checking, the teams, the investors. If you can try a test version of the game, try. I would really tell users to be very careful if to join projects that are too early without anything and that are very desperate to push monetization or sell stuff. You know, like it's better to see actual game, actual things being built before jumping in. Yeah, so that would be my recommendations. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your view with us, Henry. And next, we would like to invite Rita, the co-founder of Plan Crossing, to also talk about this topic. Thank you.
I think Web3 gaming was like one of the leading force in the previous bull run, and I think it will be still for the next circle. And since gaming has the largest user base in the world, and with gaming category covering from hyper casual to 3A, and it's really natural on-ramp tool for Web2 users to enter Web3. So I think what's very important is for gaming developer and investor is innovation or creation. Because in the previous round, I think the most successful gaming model is Axie Infinity and Steppen, with whom we have the model of GameFi, and then we have X2R. So it's really great innovations, but yeah, still have a lot of space to improve, like gaming design, operation initiatives, and tokenomics. So I really strongly suggest focus on the exploring of new gaming models instead of like keeping repetitive following the current pattern. So I know it's really hard in our gaming design. We also found like thinking of innovations is not the hardest, but to really implement the innovations, we meet hurdles. But I think it's necessary paying towards a generation of Web3 gaming, and innovation will really bring us to the mania of next gaming mania. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita, for sharing your views with us. And now it's my turn. Hi, everyone. 我是蒙莱丽，BD of MetaMerge. And MetaMerge is one of the games that Oliver is incubated. It's from our SDK program, Season 1. And for suggestions and prospects for developers and investors in Web3 games, I would say that developers entering the Web3 game field should prioritize building strong communities and focus on user experiences. Because, well, from my personal experience working in Web3 industry, I would think that communities are really, really important part of of the Web3 projects over here. And of course, interoperability with other games and platforms could enhance the appeal of their projects, and investors should conduct through due diligence on the team's experience and tech, as well as the prospects for Web3 games are when we see it, right, overall it's quite promising, with the potential for innovative gameplay experience and true ownership of the in-game assets. However, understanding the regulatory landscape and staying updated on market trends is crucial for long-term success. And once again, we wanted to, very grateful for our panelists over here for sharing your insight with us. And Web3 games represent an exciting shift in the gaming industry, offering new opportunities and challenges that developers, investors, and players need to navigate thoroughly. And I would like to also mention that actually throughout today's session, the first part of our session until now, we have been given away so many rounds of crypto boxes, kind of like box run. So if you're watching as Binance Live, you should receive a lot of cryptos already. Also, I wanted to shout out to Binance Live. Thank you for showcasing our event demo day parties event banner on the front page of Binance. And I would also like to check the number over here. I think the numbers of the active participants on Binance over here who are joining our demo day party are over, I would say over about 4,000 people right now. So thank you all for joining us. And now we are going to go to our panel part 3. I'm from Oliver and Down speaking. Thank you.
好的，非常感谢这个各位嘉宾，还有我们美丽的主持人月光老师，在这个第一个 panel 和第二个 panel 中为我们带来的这个宝贵见解，然后也是真切的感受到了嘉宾和这个主持人们的这个深度洞察与丰富经验，也为我们的观众带来了很多这个启发。然后再次感谢刚才两场 panel 的主持人和嘉宾。在我们跨越英文场到中文场的过渡中，我们即将进入到我们的第3个环节。然后我们第3个环节的话题其实是围绕着这个 Web3 时代下的社交创新去展开的。然后这个话题可能我在我的印象中可能比较挑战那种传统的社交范式，然后又为我们描绘了一个比较创新的和多样化的未来。所以说在这里我们非常有幸的邀请到了一群这个充满活力和创造力的嘉宾，他们是这个社交创新领域的专家，也将为我们开展或呈现一个视野开阔的讨论。然后这些嘉宾会分享他们在这个社交创新领域的见解与这个洞见，同时也会探讨一些 Web3 时代下社交创新所面临的挑战与机遇。然后那我们让我们热烈的欢迎我们 Panel 3的嘉宾们，然后让我们深入的讨论一下 Web3 时代下的社交创新这个话题。然后我们先请咱们今天这个 Panel 3的嘉宾们先做个自我的介绍吧。然后咱们按照这个海报上的顺序，先请这个克特老师先介绍一下自己好吗
？Hello，
可以听
到。嘿，然后我是 Kurt， 然后现在 Relation 做 Marketing， 然后我在做 SocialFi 之前是做 NFT 平台，然后我觉得 NFT 跟 social 是比较有关系的吧，算是。然后在进入 NFT 之前，我是做艺术相关的有一些 marketing 的东西，所以我觉得就是社交这个题目还是非常有意思，而且其实今年随着 FriendTech 或者之类的产品火了之后，我觉得未来会有更多想象的空间吧。对，然后言归正传，我可能要先介绍一下 Relation。刚刚那个Pre 其实也讲过，那 Relation 其实就是想做一个开放的，然后抗审查的一个去中心化的社交图谱协议，用于在 Web3 中编码所有的社交关系。 然后我们一个核心的或者创新点其实是一个 RDF 结构的语义学 Soulbound Token。然后呢 ，RDF 其实就是一个这么理解，就是很简单。如果在互联网早期的时候，你要存储一个数据 ，like 天空是蓝色的，你可能需要定义天空，然后输入蓝色的 RGB 之类的东西才能定义这个语句。但是你通过 RDF 结构之后，它就可以被简化成主谓宾。所以我们觉得这种三元结构是可以囊括和整合所有的社交或者数据的。然后这个结构也开发比较完善，所以我们把它结合到 Web3 里面。然后在这种语境下，用户是可以自己定义你的行为，不管你是简单的加入社媒社群，还是做更多的交互的事情，你是可以定义这个就是所谓的谓语或者动词部分的。然后如果你结合了 SBT， 其实就是一个不可转移的 NFT， 结合了这个区块链技术之后，我们是觉得社交关系是可以如此被编码的，这也是我们 relation 诞生的一个契机吧。然后我们现在在做数据层，就是基建的同时，也开发一些 DApp， 比如说你通过钱包是可以进行直接的私聊，然后这个私聊是 AI 驱动的，以及你可以通过你持有的资产 like NFT 或者 token 在一个 club 或者社群里进行互动。然后我们未来的方向可能是想再拓宽一下生态的部分，所以我们可能会举办黑客松，还有一些 grant program。现在主要可能就是针对 social file like Tomo 啊或者Friendtech 这种。对，然后另外一个方向，我们觉得这种 RDF 结构是可以被机器识别或者简化的，所以未来我们也可能跟 AI 进一步结合。对，大概是这样，谢谢。
好的，好的，非常感谢蝌蚪老师的分享。然后上次 KBW 期间在线下活动也是跟 relation 的一些老师简单交流了一下，然后所以也比较印象深刻。然后咱们再请那个利昂老师简单介绍一下好吗？
好的，谢谢这个 UneMeta 的邀请啊。大家好，我是 Leon， 我是 Crossbase 和 Type5 道的创始人。然后其实跟 UneMeta 也真是一起 build 了很久了，我们关系都很好。包括跟其他的几位这个朋友也都在这个很多的 space 上一起交流过。然后我们这个Crossbase 其实已经 build 了1年半了。我们最开始是做一个虽然也叫 SocialFi， 但是更偏 to B 端的这个社区运营这一块。然后其实最近因这个我们也一直在探索啊，就是 SocialFi 这边终极答案是什么，然后到底是这个协议层还是应用层，到底是这个 infra 还是这个真正的去这个解决一些具体的事项吧。就是我觉得其实在过去1年多的话，做 SocialFi 这个行业的朋友，大家很多也都会很迷茫，然后都会遇到一些问题，比如说你这个这个产品里面到底有没有真实的社交关系，有没有好的内容，能不能让大家赚到钱，还是说就是一个这个叙事追问的一个东西。我觉得肯定在熊市中每个创始人都很多思考。然后最近的 Friendtech 出现其实给了我们特别多的启发，所以我们也是很快的去借鉴了他们的这个 Bounding Curve 的模型，然后做了一个创新这个双 Bounding Curve， 把内容和创作者都做成的这个资产，然后主打的是跟这个 Friendtech 知识星球不同的另一个场景，就更多像小红书啊 Instagram 这种公域的这个内容平台，加上私域的这个小圈子这样的一个概念。然后我们其实这个 Friendtech 上线后的1个半月将不到2个月吧，我们就上线了我们的新的改版，然后下周会有一个更大的一个改版，然后把它做成一个纯 to C 端的一个业务。然后我们其实最近也是挺幸运的，赶着这波东风又确定了下轮融资的领投，然后我们这个也有很多的这个ongoing 的事情啊，后面可以跟大家分享。所以说今天也很开心在这样一个契机跟大家去各位同行啊一起聊一下 SocialFi 下一轮的这个主要的趋势有什么样的机会。好，谢谢。
非常感谢亮老师分享。然后确实就像刚才分享的一样，这个建设和 build 非常长时间。然后今天非常期待能够得到一些新的观点。然后咱们再请这个新任老师简单介绍一下好吗？
大家好，我是 Pomelium 的 Community Manager， 我叫西人，很荣幸今天能在这里。我先简单介绍一下 Pomelium， 我们目前是一个 Web3 的游戏入驻平台，然后现在由我们公司推出的游戏已经有3款了。目前我们公司正在全面升级我们的平台到 Pomelium X， 目的是为了帮助 Web2 的游戏更加方便的上链到 Web3。之后我们也会推出我们的DAO服务。今天作为一个 GameFi 的项目方参加这个 panel， 我更想通过作为一个用户和玩家的立场来讨论这个话题。感谢大家。
好的，好的，非常感谢老师的分享。确实，这个最近GameFi 的热潮非常非常的火，然后不管是市场还是玩家，其实都对这 GameFi 类的项目会关注多一点。所以说今天也是非常期待能够得到新的观点吧。然后咱们再请最后一位嘉宾宏宇老师简单介绍一下自己好吗？
好的，大家好，我是宏宇，然后感谢那个 UneMeta 的邀请，就是我们也是经常跟那个安啊他们对，就是会有一些交流。对，然后说一下我们现在在做的项目，就是 Mercury's Club， 然后它是一个其实我们想把它做成一个就是主打一个心灵治愈的一个陌生人社交的一个应用。然后的话呢，它就是用户可以在里面，对吧？就他可以去跟不同区域的一个陌生人去做一个聊天，然后他可以去赚取一些lucky 的积分。然后这个 lucky 的积分，它可能有一些玄学方面的意义，就是可以能让你的每天更加幸运。就是总的来说的话，就是一个我们在做一个应用。所以说刚刚我听那个Leo老师说，他们其实也是在1年半之前就已经开始了对那个 SocialFi 这一块的探索。但是他们那个纠结其实我们没有啊，就是他刚刚说的，这个 SocialFi 是应该是 infra 的还是应用的，其实这个纠结没有。我觉得，就当时我在启动这个项目的时候，其实觉得一开始就 SocialFi 它其实就应该回归到社交的本质，就它就是做应用的，它就是引流获客，然后它可以去满足一些，可以去撮合一些社交场景方面的一个供给和需求两端。对吧？就是它本来就是应该是应用，然后我们可以在撮合端去做，然后中间我们可以去引入一些像 Bonding Curve， 包括像 Formal 3D， 就是各种各样的跟 Crypto 有关的一些模型，然后我们去把它做一个结合，给 Crypto 去带来更多的新增的一个用户。这个我觉得是可能是社交应用它最突出，而且是最有价值的一个对 Crypto 的一个作用吧。对，可以，我们可以接下来可以去聊这些问题。对，非常感谢。好，
明白，非常感谢宏宇老师的观点啊，非常犀利，然后也期待在这个今天的讨论中能够得到一些答案。然后咱们今天正式进入今天的第一个话题吧，就是说，因为我们今天的主题是第3场的主题是这个 Web3时代下的这个社交创新嘛，那既然提到了社交，我们都知道这个社交是人类社会中的重要组成部分，正所谓这个有人的地方就是江湖。那其实所有的这个 Web3 的SocialFi 类产品都是讲究人与人之间的这个交互嘛。那我特别想请教一下各位嘉宾，在各位嘉宾的这个立场上，觉得这个 Web3 中的一些这个社交类的产品，它会遇到哪些的机遇，或者说它会遇到哪些挑战？然后咱们还是按照这个海报上的顺序，先请柯德老师简单的分享一下好吗？
好，那我抛砖引玉一下，我觉得，就泛泛来说的话，我觉得机遇还是很多的。然后我自己的一个观点一直就是，社交的基础其实是语言或者语义。然后这也是我们为什么强调这种语义学的编码之类的。比方你想象，其实你现实生活中，不管你是真的各个地区国家的语言，或者是 gesture 这种手势的话，这种东西可能是你沟通或者交流的基础。那这种可能我们认为是一个社交的基石吧。所以我觉得 Web3 的话，大家都有同一种 Web3 的这种黑化或者怎么样，其实很容易你的市场或者用户就是一个去中心化的。然后他们虽然来自不同地方，但是在做同一个事情或者有同一个愿景。然后我觉得这种东西也是大家常说的，不管是DAO啊还是社区自治的一个基础吧。然后这个是一点。然后其次的话，我觉得 Web3 的社交可能更能保证数据的一个去中心化跟隐私保护。然后在这种叙事下的话，可能更要就是在所谓安全的叙事下，大家可能更追求经济效益啊或者效率之类的。所以各个社交平台通过钱包来进行一个 integration 可能是另外一个机遇吧。所以我们其实也在一直开发自己的 AA 或者这种账户抽象手段。我们是觉得会帮助 Web2 更多的用户进入 Web3 这样子。对，然后另外一个的话， 可能我觉得 Web3会因为有 token 啊或者智能合约一些东西，会有一些新的商业模式和经济模型出现。然后这个我就不赘述，后面应该利用或者宏宇应该会讲。对，然后关于挑战的话，我觉得话，因为我自己做 marketing，我可能会关注一些事情，因为其实 marketing 总的来说分为2块儿，一块儿可能就是大家自己 C 叉项目或者把自己的价值啊或者什么凸显出来，另外一方面其实是帮 Web3之外 like Web2 的用户引入的，这可能是另外一个 marketing 的漏斗的层级。所以在这个层面上，我们会觉得困难的话，首先就是区块链这种略显技术或者之类的名词，所以可能在用户理解或者是教育上会有一些问题。所以我们可以看到今年其实很多平台，不管是钱包还是一些公链吧，来 Cryptopedia 或者 Zilli 这些其实都在做一些教育、用户教育的东西。这方面可能是一个挑战。然后另外的话，当然我觉得是法律或者安全的问题。一方面可能是法规，比如说隐私啊，然后税啊、洗钱之类的这种金融的问题。另外一方面可能是 hacker 还有一些 spam 的问题。所以可能会转转悠悠，大家又回到了老生常谈的不可能三角，关于安全、效率、去中心化的一个未解之谜吧。对，大概这样。谢谢。
明白明白，非常感谢柯导老师的分享。确实，这个社交类的产品，因为是我们讲嘛，就是人与人之间的交道，那肯定又离不开这个信任的问题。有信任的问题呢，可能就会出现一些被盗呀，或者说是这个互相的欺骗。包括最近很火的这个 Frontech，其实也会出现很多这种我们彼此33，但是其他人偷偷把我的可以卖掉这种情况，其实也是反映了一些 SocialFi 里面的信任危机。然后也是非常再次感谢柯导老师的分享。然后咱们再请亮老师，特别想请教一下，就是在您看来，觉得 Web3中的社交产品存在哪些机遇挑战？
好的，谢谢。就我觉得做SocialFi，因为我们做了快2年了嘛，我觉得有3个问题要想清楚啊。这个可能刚做的一些项目，它可能一开始有满腔热血，但其实后面慢慢都会遇到这个3个问题的。第一个问题就是用户到底想要什么，对吧？就你以为用户想要的是去中心化，想要的是隐私，想要的是一些这个很 fancy 的事情，但其实用户不一定啊，用户想的可能就是赚钱啊，就是你的 SocialFi 里面如果就是只是服务 VC，服务融资，然后服务一些这个主流的这个叙事，但你会发现你没啥用户，没啥真实用户，至少你可能有一堆机器人或者是一些撸毛的人过来，那你到最后，如果你的 social app 里面，所谓的 social app 里面全是机器人和撸毛的，那你这个东西就是失败的，因为你没有找到真正的用户想要啥。其实我觉得 Frontech 很重要一点就是他找到了用户真正想要啥，所以进来一堆真实的用户，这个其实是非常难得的。所以就是一定要想好你到底要满足什么需求，以及这个需求在 Web3 里的用户是不是真的需要。我觉得可能90%的 SocialFi 吧，甚至99%吧，都没有找对这个。第二个问题就是你到底是你相对一个 Web2 的 social， 你 Web3 有什么不同啊？就是刚才有朋友讲到说我们要撮合这个事情，人家 Web2 已经做得很好了，人家有规模效应了，然后 infra 又很好，又有很多的支付手段，对吧？从信用卡到微信到什么这个 Grab 这些都有支付的。那你说我用一个这个 blockchain 上面去做支付，然后手续费又贵一点，又慢一些，然后这个入境出境又困难，但是听起来很 sexy， 然后但是我其他的也是做撮合，那你说这东西就是用户也不会来用的嘛，就是你只是一个更难用的，然后又没有规模效应的 Web2 的东西嘛。我觉得很多的这个之前包括我们也有这个问题，就也是在做撮合，我们做包括 Quest 的 Bounty 这种 Zilli 的东西我们都做了，后来发现这个东西其实包括一些这个什么招聘啊这些，其实它就是一个 Web2 的形态，没有必要说我非要搞一个 Web3 的形式。你在牛市中去忽悠点钱，这是 OK 的，熊市其实比较难的这个东西。然后第3个就是你怎么赚钱，这也是个问题。就是你会发现，即使有很多 social app， 它这个 DAU 做的是不错，用户量做的不错，你甭管它的质量好坏多少机器人，他们赚钱的方法都是上锁嘛，就是搞定一个交易所，然后这个搞定一些 VC 站台，然后就发币嘛。 这个东西其实我们怎么去定义成功，这也是一种成功嘛。但是这个第一不是每个项目都有这么多的资源，然后第二个的话就是，其实这也是就是这是一个局嘛，这并不是一个产品嘛，就是或者是这并不是你真正找到了一个对的方向。对，所以我觉得这个回答这3个问题的话，就是第一，用户想要赚钱；第二是这个所谓的 social file 或者是这个 smart contract 的存在是可以做这种 permissionless 的价值博弈的，就是你在小程序里面，你在微信钱包里面做一个像 FriendTag 这样的 bounding curve 的价值博弈，这是很难的。而 smart contract 它的可塑性是极强的。然后第三，它又解决了赚钱的问题，对吧？就是你有了大家的价值博弈，然后你其实能抽水。再一个，同时就是因为你这个，当然 FriendTag 有 FriendTag 的方式，像 CrossPage 有 CrossPage 方式，就我们是公域内容加私域小圈子。那公域内容这块，我们就明显的发现，因为你想要更多的曝光，你去让别人买你的内容，你得先开个盘，你也得花点钱，少花也得花一点钱。那大家就会把它变成一个投资的行为，所以就会放更好的内容上去。其实就有了经济性，有了市场经济和规则，你会发现很多东西就迎刃而解了，它就不是计划经济。所以其实我们在 FriendTag 出来之前，我们就意识到这些问题，所以我们一直在苦苦的寻找一些方法，我们也找到了一些方法，差点都做出来，但后来发现就是这个 FriendTag 这个 bounding curve 比我们更高效，我们就放弃了我们的方法。但是我们之前已经很严重的意识到了，就一定要这个利益的分配，这个博弈，然后用人性的东西去做，而不是做一个 Web3 这个基础设施上的 social， 或者是做这个 social 加发币预期。我觉得这个 FriendTag 之前没有真正意义的 social file， FriendTag 之后我觉得会有很多的真正的 social file 涌现出来在下一个牛市里。所以我觉得是一个会是一个这个 social file 的一个 summer 在明年，这个而且配合着大量的以人为资产的创建和这个交易。对，这个就是我的一些观察和理解。
明白，非常感谢。确实也有很多的一些之前在 FriendTag 非常火的时候，其实我也看过一些文章，大家总结出来的一个重金，就是因为这个 FriendTag 能够给这些我们讲 KOL 也好呀，或者说这些内容创作者也好呀，比较高的一个这个收益分成吧。就是其实大家在推特上或者说在整个 Web3 的建设中也会发现，这些influencer 也好，我们讲 KOL 也好，他们的对流量一些变现其实比较困难的，但是 FriendTag 很精准的解决了这点。那些比较有优质内容或者是比较能够用内容吸引人的玩家，他们可以通过运营自己的这个房间，然后来进行这个我们讲K 交易税的这个抽水，然后可以去自发的进行一种市场自我推动，然后对整个生态或者 TVL 都会有一个比较大推动。所以说我觉得刚才跟Leo老师讲的也是非常相近的，然后也是非常想请教一下这个薛润老师，作为一个 GameFi 的研究者，对这一块是怎么思考的呢？比如说我们讲这个 Web3 的机遇挑战。
我认为Web3 的社交产品的机遇是有很多的，相信在场的大多数朋友都使用过像微信、Instagram 这样的社交媒体平台来分享和交流日常生活吧。许多网友已经习惯于通过 SNS 形成和维护自己的人际关系，然后利用这些人际网络和信息交流系统的商业模式，正在成为平台的成功要素。与 SNS 平台一样 ，Web 3.0、SocialFi 甚至是我们 GameFi 都是以平台上的用户之间的互动和社区功能为核心的。因此，我认为一个活跃的社区，一个拥有众多用户紧密联系的社区，将会促进平台上的活动，也会进而促进平台的发展。所以，为了使基于 Web 3.0的去中心化平台获得成功，生态系统参与者和平台用户通常会创建一个DAO，通过这个，他们可以对服务的改进提出建议，并进行投票，从而创造平台的发展方向。SocialFi 的模式经过优化呢，可以促进这类用户的积极参与，而且由于它类似于许多用户已经熟悉的 Web2 的 SNS 系统，所以在可访问性方面也是具有优势的。然后呢，在大众化方面 ，SocialFi 也是一个非常有效的趋势。一般来说，新用户使用 Web3 平台的难点在于需要了解区块链和代币等相关知识，但 SocialFi 的优势在于可以让用户 在 Web2 的习惯中，习惯的 SNS 活动的基础上来体验 Web3 的生态系统，因此参与起来会相对容易。对于这一点，我们的 Pumelium 平台在升级到 Pumelium X 版本后，也将会通过 AA 钱包提供 SNS 的登录功能。与 SocialFi 一样，我们也计划在熟悉的 UI 上提供服务，让不了解区块链的用户也能轻松使用平台。然后挑战的话，我认为，主要是现在的 Web3 的用户数量还不够多，如何吸引 Web2 的用户来选择 Web3 的社交平台，将会是一个挑战。以上是我的理解，谢谢。
明白，非常感谢薛润老师这个非常认真的回答，这个讲的非常细致，然后，我觉得跟前面几位嘉宾讲的还是非常有相似之处的，也是其实也在讲究我们讲内容呀，或者说是相互市场与这个用户之间的拟合，然后所以说也能看得出来，大家其实对这个 Web3 social 类产品也是有一个自己的一个我们讲一个比较相近的共识吧。然后我们也请最后一位嘉宾洪岳老师可以简单分享一下这个观点。
我觉得就是我就随便讲了，对吧？就我觉得现在其实，就是 FT， 其实目前市场上比较多 SocialFi 还是，可以基本分为2类，一个是 FT， 第二个是 FT 的仿盘，像 Tomo 啊，像 Tipcoin 啊这些，就是 FT 它确实是，就很多人说它有什么革命性啊，这些其实都对，对吧？它本质上就是它是按一个社交产品的逻辑去走了。就是它撮合端做对了，然后用户有付费意愿，对吧？就是因为很多就大多数的 crypto 的一个用户，他其实都想跟一些比较高价值的一些 KOL， 对吧？想跟他们去聊天，想跟他们去就是在他们的那个口中得到一些财富密码，对吧？就没有人不想跟 Meta 黄聊天嘛，所以说他做了这么一个撮合，而且他供给端质量做得很高，所以他做对了。然后它中间加了一个 bounding curve， 然后做了 formal 3D。那么 formal 3D 这个模式其实也是，就它比较适合低流动性的情况下的一个市场的一个，就是它能够在低流动性的前提下，它去满足人们的一个赚钱的一个目的，而且它开辟了一个比较新的资产品类，就也不能说是它开辟的，因为个人社交代币前几年就有很多。对吧？就是像那个 Matataki， 像小岛他们其实都有做过，但是他们都没做起来。这个其实我觉得也是，就没做起来的原因也是撮合端没做对，因为它没有找到足够优质的一个供给端。对，所以我其实觉得撮合还是蛮重要的。其实可能不像 Leo 刚刚说的，对吧？就是他觉得只是撮合加一个token 或者加一个发币预期没有用，其实撮合做对了还是蛮重要的。只是说就是还有一些小点是什么呢？就是一个我们撮合要做对，第二个呢就是我们要适应这个市场的流动性，我们要开辟出一些比较新的资产品类。那么如果这个资产品类被开辟出来的话，那么其实在 crypto 的用户其实他有比较新的一个 formal 的点，那么他可以去做。然后 friend and tag 很明显就是他把这个事儿做对了，他把 KOL 这个资产品类给跑通了，而且他之前一直在做类似的探索，就是其实他们的团队的话，像 Russell 像那个 Shrimp， 他们之前搞了4个项目，然后从那个 Steel Cam 开始，然后他们就在用同一个模型，但是他们在换不同的品类，一开始是图片，然后图片的话，他们发现这个模型是可以做的，但是图片这个品类就不好。然后后面换成了 KOL， 对吧？就是它其实一直是对一个品类、对一个场景的探索。所以说，其实我们如果按照社交逻辑来看的话，其实我们待开发的一个场景有很多的，因为社交它其实有非常多的一个品类，对吧？有社交媒体，然后有那个社交网络，就像你们刚刚说的 SNS， 什么 Instagram 啊，什么微信啊这一些，对吧？还有社交工具，就是 dating app。对吧 ？dating app 它也是一个比较赚钱的一个门类，然后 dating app 可以再细分，有1v1付费的，有订阅的，然后有很多的不同的一个获客方式和不同的撮合的一个场景的一个应用，然后他们其实他们的那个货币化做的都很好，所以说其实目前来说，我觉得 SocialFi 的品类是比较 SocialFi 的场景是比较单一的，它其实只有 KOL 和 followers 一个场景。 然后它开发出 KOL 这么一个资产品类。但是我觉得还有非常多的潜在的一个资产品类是待开发的，对吧？它可能需要其实我觉得就是更需要一个创造力。产品 deliver 的能力的话，这一块其实是可以补齐的，但是很明显这一块可能只能，就是我其实有点悲观，就是可能只能是欧美那批人来搞，因为华人 crypto fund 的话，它普遍来说，他觉得就是他们有一个比较强的思维定式，他们觉得可能中国人或者华人的团队卷的能力是比较强的，但是他们的创造力不足，所以说有新创造出来的，就是有去做一些新场景的探索的一些项目，它可能融资方面它会遇到一些难关，所以说这个东西其实我觉得新场景的开辟可能有可能只能靠欧美的项目，对吧？这个其实是我挺难过的一点，对。所以说我觉得其实有很多东西可以做的，我也认同六老师刚刚的判断，就 SocialFi Summer 很可能会到来。但是我觉得如果要到真的 summer 的话，它不能是只靠 friend and tag 的堆栈，不能是只靠 friend and tag 它形成了一个生态，然后它有一堆访谈，它可能还需要去更多的去依托新场景和新的资产品类的一个挖掘。那么这一点的话呢，就是我觉得大家都在探索。就对作为那个 SocialFi 项目方来说，就是我们大家都在探索，然后也不知道谁会探索对，但是最后肯定能卷出来一些啊，就是我非常期望看到能待到那个时候哦，对。
明白，非常感谢童宇老师专业分析啊，给我们讲解了一下这个 Frontech 和团队背后成功的原因，是从这个选择的品类、选择的这个 KOL 作为新的这个发展方向，然后获得的成功，然后还给我们讲解了这个新的这个我们讲新的赛道也好，或者说还是说这个新的方向也好，可能会是下一个开启 SocialFi Summer 的一个关键。然后这个正好就牵扯到我们的下一个话题啊，然后正好我想把这个第二个话题和第三个话题连起来讲。就是Web3的社交产品应该为玩家提供哪些有趣的社交体验，或者说我们讲这个 Web3的社交类平台应该如何去通过哪些这个比较有趣的活动去吸引用户，然后也是可以请我们那个嘉宾老师想一想自己有没有见过一些有趣的案例，因为比如说就像我们这个刚才提到的嘛，在最近的一段时间里，我们看到了非常多的这些社交类的SocialFi 类的产品。比如像以这个 Frontech 为首的，他们可能是交易这个 KOL 呀，或者说是其实它的本质是就是把这个 KOL 它本身的一些内容作为这个交易的一个资产嘛。然后在今年其实还有一个那个像一个这个 Game Club。他推出了一种这个我们讲打赏类的一种 SocialFi， 比如说我看到某个人他抛出了一个比较好的一个内容，然后我选择去给他打赏，还有其他的一些我们讲这个可以交易时间的，然后我可以购买这个 KOL 说出的时间，然后可以跟他交谈啊，或者说跟他进行一些交流，然后这些其实都是比较有趣的一些社交体验，然后也是一些比较有趣的这个活动，所以说也是想请教一下在座各位几位嘉宾老师，在您看来，您觉得哪些这个他设计的社交体验，或者说他设计的一些趣味活动会比较吸引你？然后您觉得哪一种是比较有持续性的？然后咱们还是按照老规律，先请那柯导老师简单分享一下。
好，这个问题有点多，然后我可能就泛泛的讲一讲。然后关于那个有趣的社交体验的话，其实因为 relation 其实就是做所谓的 infra，那刚刚那个利昂老师还有红宇老师讲了很多关于 SocialFi 的东西，我们也在就是思考还有什么社交资产可以用，然后怎么继续做产品吧。然后我自己觉得好的社交产品，可能还是要读懂场，读懂你的用户，然后做一些情感共鸣的东西，可能就是应用老师讲的，最后就是对人性进行一个博弈还有研究，大概是这种过程。所以这块的话，但它核心逻辑可能就是可以让你的社交就是你平时生活中一个不可分割的一个部分，变成可以产生效益、可以金融化、可以有其他增益效益的一个方式吧。我觉得这种逻辑其实跟自媒体还有很多所谓 GC， 就是用户生产内容这种逻辑是一样的，就是把你生活中的东西通过别的形式赋予它别的价值，所以它变成了现在新的媒体的形式。 对，抽象讲是这样。然后我自己觉得另外一个方向其实就是我们做 AA 的一个初衷，也就是把 Web2 或者社交的用户引入 Web3，与其你先跟他们宣传区块链或者是什么 Web3的东西，然后再让他们来注册钱包。现在有很多AA 的逻辑其实是给 like Discord 用户每个人都创建一个 AA 钱包，然后你只要加入这个生态，你自动就可以使用这个钱包，是钱包先行，然后不管你进不进入，你都是有这个东西的，然后这是一种逻辑。然后另外一方面，我觉得你作为一个 Web3的社交产品，还是要利用好 token 或者 NFT 这种东西。简单来说就是，我们自己去年做的一个尝试是把 NFT 作为一个 gate 或者令牌的东西，为他们进行club 的创建或者怎么样，让他们一些 holder 来进行一些交流，因为我们可能预判你某类的 NFT 的 holder，当然大家可能都为了投资，但是会有一些相信的文化的一些东西，比方说我看到 Votel 老师顶 Clone X 的头像，我可能会觉得他可能对日本文化或者东西感兴趣啊之类的一些猜测吧，对。like this， 然后我觉得基于这个逻辑，其实我觉得 SBT 或者 Soulbound Token 这种不可转移的 NFT，某种程度上是可以作为一个 filter 一个滤镜来过滤器来进行使用的。比如说一个场景，你作为一个推特大 V，你的私信或者 DM 是经常爆炸的，那你可以选择关闭它，但是如果你可以把一个地址中的 SBT 或者这种东西作为一个筛选的条件，那你其实可以过滤了很多 DM 的东西。当你把这个东西结合之后，我觉得它是可以被金融化，并且可以保证你的私域的这种交流是相对高质量，不会被 spam 泛滥的之类这种情况。然后这个是我的一个脑洞吧。对，然后另外一个方向的话，我觉得 Web3社交产品其实它的社交体验是很有意思的一点，是你可能是在跟完全不同时区文化背景的人进行交流。因为最近我也看 Forza News 有发一些研究，就是地区研究，但是我自己个人的话也很早，其实可能去年或者前年就开始关注，比如说拉美或者非洲还有东南亚地区的市场。我觉得他们都是算有无限可能的吧。然后你其实发现你做 Web3产品的marketing 或者是市场推广的话，其实是不停的在跟这些不同区域的人进行交流，而且因为你自己的认知或者语言有限制，你可能需要相应地区的人帮你做一个节点，然后再帮你推广下去。我相信这种渗透或者是宣传是非常多，不只是产品或者社交产品，也是很多 token 或者具体项目的一些宣传手段。然后我觉得这种社交体验对用户来说也是比较特别的话，然后我觉得这也是社区自治的一些核心或者说基本逻辑。然后基于此的话，我觉得社交平台的有趣活动可能，我自己可能还是很倾向社群或者之类的。其实 KOL 的一个资产的逻辑也是这种社群中心，他们其实就是很多人订阅或者看你的东西。其实这种逻辑也是所谓 OnlyFans 或者之类的新一点的这种媒体平台的盈利模式。你创造有价值的内容，你的用户会订阅你。他们这种逻辑其实跟有段时间 NFT Summer 大家分享 NFT 那种碎片啊，其实是一样的逻辑，大家共同的拥有一样东西。不管你说这是乌合之众的一种思维逻辑，还是说大家共享的这种东西，因为什么事情都是两面的吧。然后所以不管你怎么认为这种逻辑，我觉得这个是一些活动的基础。所以我相信好的活动除了病毒营销那种形式的话，比方说 NFT 一些比如黑猫项目啊，或者比较早的 Crypto Kitties 这些对NFT 这种形象或者资产进行交易然后叙事的东西，我还是比较认可这种案例的。然后这些趣味的话，你除了自己引导的话，社区会基于此进行一些发酵。我觉得这种是比较有机，然后真的可以持续性的一些活动。对，大概这样。
明白明白，非常感谢克特老师的分享。就是其实还是关注目标点还是放在这个人与社区的相互连接上。然后也是非常想请教一下亮老师，在您的观点中，您比较认可哪一种这个比较有意思的社交体验，或者说是这种它的这种经济模型呢？
对我挺同意刚才红宇老师说的，就是社交场景非常多的，就这个是，就比如你 UniSwap 出来之后，你的访盘什么 SushiSwap 大家都差不多嘛，然后但是 social 它的场景很多的，你同样的经济模型上就可以创新啊，就比如有人做 Uniswap， 大家可以做 curl 嘛，就满足不同的这个，你可以用这个什么x 乘以 y 等于 k， 但你也可以 x 加 y 等于 k。然后经济模型上有创新，然后你的场景上也有创新，像那个 Uniswap 这种 DEX 的场景的创新是很少的，因为他干的事情就是从 A 的这种 token 换成 B 嘛，但社交实际上是有很多场景的，就这个付费小群聊天只是很小的一个场景嘛。其实我们这个会发现，刚才另一个老师提到 SNS 啊，其实是一个更大的社区。你像什么微博啊、小红书啊、Twitter 啊、抖音呐、这些有公域性质的内容平台，它的估值的天花板和用户的天花板是极高的。然后，包括刚才洪宇老师也提到了打赏，然后这个，另一位老师也提到了付费订阅，我觉得这些都是很好的场景。那刚好我们 Crossbase 的这个基于内容和 Creator 的双曲线模型，其实就有这些特性。我们的机制就是说 ，OK， 你比如我有一个很好的内容，然后你想看全部的话，你可能要买我的内容的 ticket， 但是我们买内容的 ticket 的同时，又会拿出同样的钱去买它的 key。就等于说，比如你内容10块钱，你 key 100块，那你买这个内容的时候就买了一个 key， 就解决了 key 的碎片化的问题。那如果你是累积的买到了1个 key 的话，你就可以去看它所有的内容，就不用花钱，就像这种付费订阅一样的，就不用是按次付费的，而是包年或者是永久的这种。然后还有就是你有了1个 key，或者你自定义到达某一个这个底 threshold 之后，你就可以进入它的小圈子。那小圈子里面就是有更多的场景赋能。我们其实没有做聊天室，我们做的更多的是论坛，对吧？你不同的论坛，你可以就是做很多的用户分层，比如0.3个 key、1个 key、2个 key、3个 key、5个 key，都可以有不同的权限，然后参与不同的活动、抽奖，然后这个甚至私信这些都会有。所以我们等于是在 Friend Tag 基础上，它的私域这一块是一个更多元的场景。然后，但是大家去建立新的社交关系的时候，还是通过公域去看内容，然后去打赏内容，就我们不是打赏内容，我们是购买内容。这样你购买的早，后面还可以升值，然后创作者又能抽成，然后你的粉丝又可以在早期陪伴你成长吧。对，这个就是我们其实就是我同意洪宇老师说的，就纯访盘是没有意义的 Friend Tag 的。我们跟 Friend Tag 的最大的 KOL 在聊，他们就觉得我们这个蛮创新的，因为他觉得是纯访盘是没有意义的，而且 KOL 的时间是有限的，他没有办法在每条链上的 APP 里面都去maintain 嘛，这个成本也很高的，所以他们就会主要还是在 Friend Tag 上。对，我们后面其实我们就等于是完全是一个新的赛道、新的模型、新的用户群体。它像 Wattao 这种内容的这个 KOL， 其实更适合在我们这边，因为就大家的时间是有限的，我们希望是写完长文，更多人看完之后，通过内容去认识我们，以及去消耗我们价值，而不是一个聊天室天天我还要就是跟20-30个人去不断的聊天回复，这种很累的。然后所以我们其实这个就是应该算是第一个，就是不是访谈，而是创新的。对，我们后面也会接多链，就是多链上面都会聚合，就等于是Web 2的平台是我们这边，Web 3的话是可以不同链上的经济行为。对，这个就是我们自己探索出来的一条创新的道路。
明白，非常感谢亮老师的分享，就是还是非常看重内容在整个 Web3 或者说在整个 SocialFi 中的比重。毕竟我们讲这个Web3 最大的一个 slogan， 或者说 Web3 builder 最看重点就是这个内容输出内容的人可以拥有这个内容的所属权嘛，所以说大家也会对这个内容的优质的内容青睐度会更高一点。然后也想请教一下修远老师，在这个 Web3 的 SocialFi 该为这个玩家或用户提供哪些更有趣的社交体验或者趣味活动方面有什么自己的见解呢？
感觉大家都很厉害。那我先简单从一个SocialFi 的用户立场来说吧。如果说我作为一个 SocialFi 的用户的话，我希望它能给我提供一条通向 Web3 更加便捷的途径，让我能够更简单的去理解 Web3 这些像区块链技术这些东西，然后以及是能够尽情的体验这个 Web3 世界和Web2 世界的一些不同。 然后最后是兼顾一些经济属性的话就更好了。而且我认为 SocialFi 有必要创造与传统社交网络活动一些相似的环境，来帮助一些新的用户可以更加轻松的去理解这个，然后而不用让他们强制的深入思考Web3的一些技术难点。然后是作为一个 GameFi 的平台来讲的话，为了让这些 Web3的体验尽可能的有趣，我们呢会需要在社区内支持和提供各种用户参与性的活动，就比如说游戏竞赛、游戏流媒体等。然后将游戏活动和 SocialFi 活动联系起来的话，可以创造用户能够享受的更加有趣的一些体验。然后是我感觉之前大多数的 Web3 项目主要是采用空投的方式来吸引用户。最近是有一种流行的趋势，就是说项目方与项目方之间进行合作，然后来吸引一些相互的新用户。这样的话，不仅在 SocialFi 的平台内展开活动，还可以通过将合作伙伴的平台功能与 API 相结合，然后支持在合作伙伴的平台上也可以进行活动。这样的话，就可以鼓励合作伙伴的用户自然而然的也来加入到 SocialFi 的这个平台。所以呢，最近我们与 Relation 也建立了合作伙伴关系嘛。我们计划未来可以进行类似的活动，然后来探索 GameFi 和 SocialFi 的结合能否带来令人兴奋的结果。这也算是我们对这个领域的一次探索吧。谢谢大家。
非常非常感谢谢文老师的分享一如既往的认真。然后我特别认同的观点就是，Web3 的 SocialFi 的产品其实可以把这个产品的参与门槛降得更低一点，就是不需要让玩家去了解什么是 Web3，或者也不需要玩家去了解它底层的一些什么是 Crypto 呀，什么是 NFT 啊，我们可以通过一些比较简单的方式去实现一个自己的这种社交目的，就是不要为了社交而社交嘛，就是我们可以让这个事情变得更简单一点，不需要就是像这个我们讲这个添加更多的这种勾心斗角的感觉。然后也是非常感谢谢老师分享。那我们再邀请红月老师，不知道您对这个问题有什么自己的见解呢？
我觉得说老实话，我觉得现在我没有看到特别多有趣的什么宣发什么的，就是其实我个人觉得啊，其实关键还是产品要比较有趣。就是产品比较有趣是什么呢？就是他不说我建了一个群，或者我建了一个什么公寓，我建了什么私域，我建了一个什么聊天室，或者我建了一个什么 dating app，就这种有趣，就这种它只是一个品类，它不是它跟有趣是没有什么关系的。其实有趣，什么叫有趣呢？就是比如说我做了，有人做了这么一个应用，然后他能够让什么对，就比如说有人做了一个应用，然后他可以让奥巴马自动讲中文，对吧？就最近比较火的，或者让那个 Swift， 对，那个斯威夫特，然后他可以去用他的那个语调讲中文，这个叫有趣。还有一种呢，就是比如说我提供了一个社交应用，然后这个社交应用的话，它可以让你可以实时看到你朋友的丑照，对吧？就是比如说你朋友现在在淮海路，然后他看到一个什么奇怪的东西，然后他打开手机，然后2个摄像头一闪，他可以给你 deliver 他现在的一个状态，然后还有一个就是他目前的一个场景，就其实什么，就我这个例子可能说的不太好，对吧？就是我的目的是说明，就这个东西叫有趣，就是像什么 Be Real 啊，像 Paparazzi 啊，或者像真领啊这一些，对吧？就比如说你可以看到你朋友现在在做什么，或者是你朋友现在在什么地方。就其实这一类产品我并没有在crypto 圈子里面看到太多吧。我觉得这个也是就是大家天天都在聊。我要降低用户的入场的一个门槛，或者我要降低什么门槛，但其实这种东西才是真正能降低用户入场门槛的，因为他如果感觉这个应用特别魔性的话，那么他肯定会他其实是会比较愿意，对吧？就是愿意用什么呢？用他的谷歌登录一下你的这个应用，对吧？现在也有非常多的成熟的一个第三方的服务，然后去做这么一个降低用户的门槛的一个事情。然后他用谷歌登录之后，他不就是有个什么 AA 钱包，然后这 AA 钱包的话，它就可以，对吧？让你自动拥有一个钱包地址，对吧？然后这个其实我觉得啊，就现在其实 我们从 infra 角度来讲，这个用户登录的门槛其实已经降到蛮低的了，对吧？像有什么 UniPass，就我们用的那个第三方的一个钱包的一个服务商，对吧 ？UniPass， 还有那个 Friend and Tag 用的那个什么 Privy， 对吧？这些其实我觉得没有什么门槛可以降的了。其实更多的在降门槛方面，更多的是需要这一块的有趣。但是这一块的有趣的话，它其实还是需要，我觉得需要去，就是可能需要一个更宽容的一个融资环境，然后更宽容的一个社区，然后就是大家能对这个有趣的一个接受度会更高，就是它可能最后让这个有趣，对吧？能跟这个 tokenomics 能跟赚钱的需求去做一个打平，对吧？就是它又有 utility， 它又有 tokenomics， 又有 incentive， 这样子我觉得如果能做到这两点的平衡的话，那么我觉得这个 crypto 的一个消费级应用，它肯定就是已经做成了，或者它这个道路是对的。任何一者它占一个主导地位，就是要不就是 incentive 占主导地位，或者是 utility 占主导地位。这两者任何一个占主导地位，它要不就是一个 Web3 的应用，它要不就是一个 Web2 的应用，它不可能做到 mass adoption。对，所以说我觉得真正有趣应该是这一点，这一点还是比较重要的。那么目前这种应用我看到的比较少。然后说回我们 Mercury's Club， 就我们想做一个什么应用呢？就是大家聊天赚 Lucky， 然后这个 Lucky 能让你你可以理解为一种社交版的一个 Pi Network， 对吧？这个 Lucky 你每天跟别人出去交流，你得到这个 Lucky， 然后你要相信这个 Lucky 能给你带来幸运，然后你可以去收集你生活中碰到的各种好事情，对吧？就是你可以就是你知道你知道，就是每一个你内心的想法，其实都是在向宇宙下订单，对吧？因为上帝他是不会说 no 的，他只会说 yes，对吧？就是比如说你觉得你今天很幸运，那么上帝会告诉你 yes， 然后你可能会发生更多好事。然后你觉得你今天很倒霉，上帝也会跟你说 yes，然后你可能会你的体感会更加倒霉。所以说我就希望做这么一个能让大家开心的东西。就是这样的，就是而且我希望 crypto 更多的出现这样的应用，就这种应用的话会非常好玩，就是不管是 Z 时代还是 Y 时代还是 X 时代，它都能接受这一类型的应用，不管是圈内圈外的人都能接受这一类的应用，就是它的这个需求得有非常强的穿透力，它才能做到一个真正的 mass adoption， 才能做到真正的一个生命周期非常长的一个 DApp。目前来说，这种应用我看到还是非常少的。所以说，我觉得还是要，我们等等看吧。对，就是我们需要观察。
明白，非常感谢宏宇老师分享啊，确实是这个把有趣这个词诠释到了极致。我特别喜欢刚才的一个观点，就是目前大多数这个项目方认为这个降低用户的门槛，其实都是把这个精力放在如何去登录这个应用呀，或者说是如何用一些比较Web2的这个接入端去接入这个应用。然后，但是宏宇老师提出的一个观点是，他用一个比较有吸引力的这么一个玩法去吸引这个市场，然后玩家如果对这个东西感兴趣的话，他是会自发去了解这个东西的。我觉得这个观点确实非常有意思啊，然后还是这个第一次听到，感觉非常这个可以说是获益匪浅吧。就比如说我之前在抖音上看到有一个这个有人发了一条这个郭德纲讲英文这个相声的这个视频啊，其实非常有意思。然后当时我也去试了一下，我觉得非常符合刚才讲的这个事情。然后也是非常感谢几位嘉宾对刚才这个问题的诠释。然后我们进入到今天这个本场 panel 的这个最后一个话题。然后其实，在 Web2 的一些这个社交类产品中，我不知道这个各位嘉宾有没有玩过这个 VR 类的社交，就是其实有一些这个产品在这个 Steam 上可能它比较火，就是我们戴上这个 VR 眼镜之后，可以进入到一个特殊的空间里边，然后彼此都是一个可以自己设定一个模型，比如说我可以是一只小老鼠，然后对方可以是比较高的一个巨人，然后我特别想请教一下各位嘉宾，对于这个 VR 技术和这个社交类的和结合是怎么看待的呢？然后我们这个话题可以比较轻松，然后也比较快速一点，然后可以请那个科德老师简单的分享一下。
OK，然后我自己接触 VR 可能比较早，我第一次体验可能是5年前或者几年前，当时是有些艺术家会做一些 VR 的东西，做 video 什么的。然后我觉得 VR 的话， 简单来说就是更直观、更真实。你不管是跟朋友或者家人聚会还是怎么样，我觉得有一个场景就是我可能十几年前有看过什么初音未来的那种，当时就有全息投影的演唱会，那可能是比较古早的那种 VR 的东西。然后我觉得 VR 这种技术在它用于社交，可能是 COVID 时期有一些推广。我当时有参加那个日本有个乐队那个 Rainwaves 一个线上演唱会，也是反正朋友推荐我的，因为这种其实你通过 VR 开这种大型的演唱会，它的压力可能就不是空间限制，可能就给到了服务器压力之类的，所以可能这是个路子吧。然后关于刚刚讲的那个形象那方面的话，我觉得有一个就是可能 Facebook 之前搞的那个 Horizon Workrooms，你就可以线上开会，而且可以在会议室里走来走去那种创新，还有 Universe 做的那种 Pokemon Go 做 AR 的这种，可能跟 VR 有点不同，但是我觉得它逻辑或者带来的体验可能是差不多的。反正我简单讲可能就这样吧。对，
非常非常感谢柯老师。哎，不知道亮老师对这个 VR 有没有什么研究呢？
其实 VR 这个东西就是有趣嘛，所以说看起来挺 fancy 挺有趣的。我刚入圈的时候，我也买了个 VR 去试试，我就玩了一次。其实我当时甚至还是在在这个游戏引擎里面还做了一个小的 VR 游戏。对，然后我觉得在过去1年半的这个到2年的熊市里面，这个基本上有趣的东西都被证伪了，就无论是 GameFi 还是元宇宙这些东西。就大家越到这个熊市的时候，越发现其实赚钱是这个行业可能最大的一个incentive，就是所以我觉得如果你去打这种有趣的话，其实就是在跟 Web2直接做竞争了。那一个5个人、10个人的团队跟一个500人的团队其实是没有任何胜算的。其实，所以我觉得这个其实你要想想，就是真正的 Web3的切入点是什么？我是觉得有趣其实并不是一个最重要的 killer， 而且很多时候你认为有趣的东西不一定有趣，像很多的 GameFi， 其实它这个你融个500万美金，你做不出来真正有趣的游戏的。但是你要融5个亿美金也是件很难的事情，因为什么碧玉啊这些大的这个顽皮狗啊这些大的工作室早就能融到这些钱，就比你更容易融到这些钱。所以我其实对 VR 这个事情，我觉得它可能是另一个赛道吧，它不是很跟 Web3这个更适合的。但其实回到有趣这个话题，我觉得其实我入圈也是因为一个有趣的东西，但是有趣的东西它可能就是兼顾一个东西很重要，就是无脑这种其实对 mass adoption 是更有用处的。就是我们讲到 mass adoption， 其实我觉得 game 呀，这个元宇宙啊，甚至是 social 啊，这些都是太重了。我觉得最好的就是 mini coin。我进来就是炒这个 Shiba， 然后我同事跟我说我们有一个币，我们的任务就是 Q out zero， 就是它有0.000001，他说我们每天杀一个零，对吧？我们就很快就财务自由我当时就很上头，就投了几千美金进去。然后就我觉得要讲有趣，就我觉得最好的其实是 mini 就是魔音币，这个其实最容易出圈。然后下一个周期我也觉得这个能吸引很多人进来，因为它特别无脑，就是大众是需要无脑的东西，而无脑的东西又比较容易调动情绪。这个就是我觉得这个，反正 VR 这个东西它太重了，我觉得其实就算 Web2的话，大家都没有去真正的证明说 VR 是一个很有趣的东西，就是或者是很 sustainable 的东西，那就更不要说在 Web3 了，对吧？我就这个是我的观点。
非常非常感谢刚才2位嘉宾老师分享。然后因为咱们这场 panel 的这个时间快到了，然后剩下2位嘉宾老师如果说对于 VR 还有和这个社交产品如何结合有一个自己的特别的见解的话，我们可以私下交流。然后非常非常感谢刚才几位嘉宾在我们这个 Web3 时代下的社交创新这个主题下的讨论，然后在我们探讨这个过程中，不仅看到了这个技术的进步，更看到这种人类创造力的无限可能，也是非常非常再次感谢咱们刚才4位嘉宾，然后为我们呈现了这种社交领域的创新思维和前沿观点。那么现在我们即将进入咱们的第4个环节，就是这个数字创意的智能未来。 这个话题一听就感觉非常的切合热点，因为它不仅关乎于这个技术的智能化发展，更牵扯到了这种人与技术的紧密结合。我们将会探讨这个数字创意领域的未来走向。那我们先邀请咱们第四场 panel 的嘉宾入场，与我们一起共同探讨这个数字创意的智能未来这个话题话题相关的一些讨论。然后在智能化时代的启示中，探寻这种共同探寻创意的新媒介。然后咱们还是按照老规矩，先邀请咱们这场 panel 4位嘉宾简单介绍一下自己。然后我按照这边海报的顺序，先邀请这个 Patrick 老师简单介绍一下自己好吗？
好的呀，谢谢那个主持人。我是Patrick，然后代表的项目是 Laplace.ai，然后我们是一帮这个做 data mining 跟 data scientist， 就是做数据研究的。然后之前也是做就是做就简称就是 AI， 然后但是我们主要是 machine learning 这方面的。然后 AI 火了之后呢，因为我们其实是也是一帮体育爱好者，所以我们把市面上的这个数据导入之后呢，有一套算法，我们的算法呢可以对 AI 进行这个预测。但是一开始呢，我们这个并不是一个盈利型的，就是一个我们之间的一个爱好。但是随着我们的这个算法的提高，然后呢，后来我们又跟量化团队就是进行了一个沟通，之后呢，我们研发出了一套就是 AI 的这个对 sports， 就是对体育赛事的一个预测，同时用一套量化算法进行的一个结合，来进行一个盈利。然后这个之后呢，我们又发现这个是对 Web3 是一个很好的帮助，因为 Web3 呢，我们几个也玩 Web3 嘛，然后就发现它外部价值是比较少的，就很多项目几乎都没有外部价值，就比方说那些meme coin， 对吧？它可能就是后面的钱进来把这个市值拉高，但是它并不产生一些外部价值。那我们这一个算法，然后以及我们的这个量化策略，然后在这个行业结合 Web3， 我们觉得是一个非常好的一个契合。然后，因为你如果说量化团队为什么加入我们呢？因为它这个你哪怕你炒币也好，或者你玩这个 CFD， 或者说你做这个股票，对吧？你做这些交易，它可能会受到大盘的影响，或者黑天鹅事件，或者说美联储加息，然后打仗，它这个一下子一个黑天鹅事件，它很难去做预判。然后呢，你如果就算你用量化，你用 AI 去做，你包括桥水基金也好，它很难避免这些黑天鹅事件。但是体育赛事呢，它有一个绝佳的优点，就是它不受这些外部这个事件的影响。你哪怕打仗了，它乌克兰那边还是有体育赛事在进行，你加息也好，怎么样也好，它对这个是没有特别大的影响的。然后因为我们的 AI 呢，也对这个当即发生的事情会有影响，比方说有球员如果受伤了，他这个权重会降低，那这个呢，其实对一些突发事件，它也是能够立刻调整出来的。所以目前我们的盈利情况是非常良好的。所以这个项目呢，也请大家关注一下。这个我们也非常的就是热爱。然后我就说如果你是体育爱好者，你可以来参与我们。如果说你是这个想赚钱，你也可以来了解，因为我们定期会把我们的算法跟我们的技术分享给大家。因为我们想要更多的人就是来参与我们，对吧？我们的算法，如果你们有想要更加优化的，也可以提出来，我们一起探讨，把这个做到更强，好吧？我说完了，谢谢大家。
非常感谢 Patrick 老师分享。然后咱们再邀请第2位嘉宾 Alan 老师简单介绍一下自己好吗？
感谢这个 UneMeta 的邀请，我是 Web3 的 Alan，我们是一个会员 Web3 的一个会员权益聚合平台，大家可以理解为我们是一个 Web3 的一个会员网站，一个返利网站。我们是在今年8月份上线，然后在市场最熊的时候完成了200万美金的融资。现在上线差不多不到2个月的时间，我们有这个5、6万的社区用户，以及1万多的主网的 SBT， 就是链上会员卡的 Mint 用户。一句话简单理解就是，大家可以理解为就是来到 Web3 可以找到各种各样 Web3 的会员福利、权益、折扣等等，包括一些交易的折扣，DEX 跨链桥的折扣。 未来甚至会有一些 Layer 2 Gas 的一些折扣等等这样一些权益和福利。那面对 B 端的话，我们就是可以帮 B 端去低成本的获取用户甚至是很真实的这个使用用户。对，大概这边是我们的一些情况。
非常非常感谢 Emma 老师的分享。然后咱们请第3位嘉宾 Spark 老师简单介绍一下自己好吗？
感谢主持人。Hello， 大家好，我是 Sparks 是 MP 的 co-founder。我们 MP 呢是一个专门为新时代创作者量身定做的一个 AIGC 创作平台。我们主要是是想打造一个属于未来的创作者经济。我们平台提供很多这种 AIGC 的创作工具，比如像 text to image、text to video， 还有 text to music。之后还有可能会推出这种3D 模型的这种 AI 生成工具。然后同时呢，我们平台也会举办各种各样的这种活动去激发我们社区的活力，比如然后让每个创作者都可以把他们的灵感变现。总体来说，我们可以把我们的平台看作一个是 AIGC 的游乐园，然后大家有很强的社区氛围，同时呢又给大家提供一个很好的这种商业渠道，让每个创作者可以把他们的资产变现。对这就是我们平台，希望大家都可以让 MP 多玩一玩，感受一下。好的，就这些。谢谢大家。
非常感谢 Spark 老师分享。然后咱们请最后一位嘉宾月月老师简单介绍一下自己。
谢谢 UneMeta 的邀请，然后也谢谢主持人。我是 Yuri， 然后这一次是代表 Legend of Arcadia 来参加这一次的 panel， 很荣幸可以和大家一起交流讨论。我们 Legend of Arcadia 呢，其实就是一款我看到上面写的 NFT， 我们其实是 GameFi， 就是休闲类的卡牌策略游戏，然后可以玩家选择自己的不同种类的卡牌英雄，就是一个 NFT 来进行PVE 或者 PVP， 甚至更多游戏模式的这种对战。然后它是部署在随链上，目前已经发行了一些 NFT 啊，然后还有我们进去的那种 Witness Parts， 就是来闹游戏做内测的涨幅啊，还有这个发行量，就是市场还是非常的良好的。然后和这一场我们讨论这个数字创意的话，就是 AI 相关的话，那 LOA 本身我们是有在我们的游戏内部去嵌入就是作为我们不同种类的玩家英雄的 AI 的角色，就是你可能和不同的这个打开我们的 bot， 然后会发现这是一个我们比如其中一个 Starling 的这种一个很可爱的小姑娘的这种有她的人格，就是嵌入了一些不同的人格在我们的这个 AI 去和玩家去进行一些交流。那我们本身也是很想要在结合 AI 和 Web3 去做更多探索的可能性。那这个在 Chatbot 的话是其中一个可能吧。然后之后，因为我刚刚有听到应该是 Lapus， 我不知道发音发对没有。然后
拉普拉斯 AI，
拉普拉斯 ，OK， 谢谢拉普拉斯。就是 Patrick 老师有提到说你们做的那个有那个就是预测 prediction。那我们之前LOA 也在随链上就是做很多那种 prediction 的 protocol。就是可能你们可以不仅在这个体育板块之后，也可以拓宽业务市场到 GameFi 啊游戏板块去多做一些尝试。那我们也是很愿意去做一个接下来有可能的合作。那除此之外，我自己本人也有去投资不在 Web3 内部的，就是在 Web2 和制造业，然后保险业去做的一个那种To B 端的解决方案的这样子的一个 AI 公司吧。然后我们主要也是 focus 在 FPL 领域去做这件事情。希望这次讨论可以也就是交流到更多，然后向各位老师多多学习。
好的，非常感谢月月老师的介绍，然后也是非常感谢刚才几位嘉宾的这个自我介绍。感觉今天最后一场 panel 的这个来宾或者说都是对这个 AI 有非常高的研究的，然后正好现是我们的第一个话题，就是在各位嘉宾老师看来AI 的出现为我们的生活为我们的这种作业带来哪些改变。然后我们先请那个 Patrick 老师简单的讲一下这个话题好吗
？AI 的出现对我们的什么作业？
对我们的生活，对我们的生活带来了什么改变？
太多了。就是我们吧，就比如说你 ChatGPT 对吧？大家都知道的，就 ChatGPT 呢，基本上 这个我们现在基本上每天都用。然后就是你无论是文案的撰写也好，还是一些可能你对这个领域不是很了解的，然后你就基本上当它是一个咨询师了 consultant， 对吧？但是呢，他也会犯错误。然后因为我们也是这个搞那个技术嘛，然后有些算法也好，包括一些开发，我们都会先去问一下 ChatGPT， 它能够帮你把这些网络上的一些东西总结出来，然后呢，最后你来审核，等于说你找了个私人助理，对吧？这是说 ChatGPT， 那 AIGC 就其他地方就不用说了，那你图片呀什么什么的 Midjourney 啊 Stable Diffusion 这些东西大家都用到了，这些东西都很方便铺图。而且你可以怎么呢？你要是觉得这个图不方便的话呢，你可以把这个图生成好之后给你的设计师，然后呢跟他描述一下，他有一个概念之后，他知道你想要什么之后，他再去做设计，也比你来回，因为你们肯定都做过项目，你知道的，来回拉扯是很累的一件事情。但是我如果给他一个我想要的一个原型了，已经给他了，那这个就很方便了，对不对？就至少是减少沟通成本了。再一个就是其他的东西，那包括可能大家做自媒体，马上这个 AI 可以自动生成，这已经可以自动生成了，这短视频呀也好 ，AI 都可以生成了，对吧？这是说的。当然，我们其中有很多算法，就是因为我们本来就搞 AI 的嘛，所以我们的很多算法呢，其实 AI 很简单，就是我去教一个机器人一个老师，然后这个机器人老师呢再去教一些机器人学生，但是他其实也不会教，他就来回去测，无限循环，就是那个神经网络嘛 ，neural network。所以其实整个就是一个大循环。所以你要说 AI 有没有帮助，这是100%有帮助的。然后这个可能未来几年之内，我就预测可能2到3年吧，很多行业就已经被颠覆掉了。因为现在已经其实已经离不开 AI 了。就是说你可以不了解 AI， 但是你不能不用 AI 了。就是未来你一定是需要用到 AI 的。你如果不用到 AI， 你就淘汰掉了。就跟现在如果说你还不会用手机，对吧？那你可能就是已经彻底的就 obsolete， 就已经是被淘汰掉了，好吧？我暂时说这些，谢谢大家。
非常感谢 Patrick 老师分享。那想请问一下 Alan 老师，在您接触 AI 的过程中，发现哪些对生活的改变是让您感觉印象最深刻的呢？
对，因为我也看了一下这次 panel 呢，这4位嘉宾，因为应该只有我不是在 AI 方向这个创业哈，我就说一些我们的直接的感受。最近我们团队招聘了一个小伙伴，他是个加拿大人。因为这个加拿大的整个互联网领域的技术是相对中国或者相对中美是落后一点的，所以他用的最熟的语言是 Ruby，然后我们的整个这个就是工程端的这个语言是 Go，最后呢，其实他 Go 写的一般，但我们还是招了他。最核心的就是我们会发现它的整个数据结构、算法都不错，然后整个设计理念也都不错，但Go用的不好但最核心的就是他用 ChatGPT 去帮他生成代码，然后他又去这个学一些简单的语法，他可以很快速的，就是基于自己的这些计算机的知识和这些基础，他就可以去把这件事情做的一个70分、80分当然这个熟练度会不断的提升。所以如果说没有 ChatGPT， 或者如果说他用的这方面的这个 AI 的工具不熟练，我以前可能没法去招聘他，但现在我觉得是 OK 的，他可以进来，凭借他的比较深厚的知识包括在一些算法上可以帮到我们，我觉得就是 OK 的。所以我觉得这就是一个挺大的变化。我就有一个感触，就是原来一个很厉害的人，对吧？他会形成3层的思维，就是道、法、术。那术呢，就是具体做事情的方式方法，那包含了很多这个可能被动需要记忆的一些信息。但现在 AI 的强大之处就是这些信息你可能都不需要记忆了，你有自己的道，有自己的法，这个术的层面可能很多会被 AI 去替代或者 AI 来辅助你实现术的这个层面。所以我觉得这是一个很大的变化吧。如果 AI 日益的强大，可能会逐渐的往上层去做替代，对吧？它现在替代了一定程度上替代了术的部分，或者加强了术的部分。那再往上可能会加强这个法的部分。所以我觉得这个是它的强大之处吧。它真的是让一些人类借助 AI，然后可以去完成它原来不擅长的事情，或者原来这个不熟练的事情，然后去提高它的生产效率。这个我的感触还比较深。对，就说这一点。
非常感谢 Alan 老师分享，这个以身说法介绍了一下自己对 AI 的一个我觉得是这个相处的一个特别的感悟吧，然后也非常的感谢您的分享，然后想请教一下 Spark 老师，在这个问题上有什么自己想要跟大家分享的吗？
好的啊。 首先，我认为这个 AI 出现是为了更好辅助我们人类啊，就是不是为了取代我们人类，所以 AI 更多的是作为一个工具啊，它可以把我们从这种比如说繁复的这种劳动中可以解放出来，让我们可以有更多的时间去专注于这些核心的创意和创造性思维。比如像我们 IP 就比较专注在创作领域，这种随着这种 AIGC 技术的兴起，我们可以看到这种创作门槛会被大幅降低了。然后在 AIGC 时代呢，我觉得每个人其实都可以成为一个创作者。每个人都可以把他们这种灵感转化为现实。之前这种巨大的创造力和生产力解放是我们从来没有见到过的所以我们现在处在一个这种 AIGC 的元年，所以大家可以想想，在这种比如说手机摄像普及之前，或者这种自媒体普及之前，这种技术普及之前，多少人可以想他们可以拍自己的电影，或者每个人可以拍视频来赚钱。对，可以说所以从经济方面来说吧 ，AIGC 创作者他们缺少一个平台，然后他没有这种快速的变现方式。就像Midjourney每天有这种上百万幅的作品产生，但是其实真正给创作者带来的收益的这种创作寥寥无几，可以这么说。另一个从情感方面来说呢，像这种创作者和创作者之间，还有创作者和社区之间，他们需要被链接，这种大量的这种 AIGC 作品，他们需要被看见、被传播。所以我认为现在这种创作经济可能太过低效，可能没有一个很好的系统去满足这样的需求。我就认为这个我们现有这种创作经济模式必然会被 AI 所革命。这是我看到 AI 带来最大的改变，也是我们 IP 正在探索的方向。对我就说这些哈，谢谢大家。
非常非常感谢 Spark 老师的发言啊，就是这个AIGC 与创作者经济或者说与创作者权益的这个话题，我们等会儿也会聊到，也是非常感谢先给我们做了一个预热，然后我们邀请最后一嘉宾于瑞老师，不知道您在跟这个 AI 的接触中有什么事情，有什么这个经历是您特别想跟其他嘉宾分享的呢？
好的，谢谢主持人。我觉得可能我觉得我替前面的嘉宾可能总结一下，因为应该说的差不多，那可能就是第3点嘛，一个生产效率的提升。那其实 AI 在很多的领域，就是除去说现在那些就是智能 AI，它可以有一些机械臂啊之类那种去。这种类型的话，那其实比如说医疗诊断、金融分析这些，它一方面可能是 to C 端说，就是帮助我们去节省了直接去咨询他们销售人员，那其实他们内销售端的话就节省了一些成本嘛。然后那 to B 端的话，其实它也可以做到一个这个比如说对于我们内部人员的一个培训啊，这些它都极大的就是培训以及在它背后的 support。就比如说我作为一个 salesman， 然后呢我去销售我的产品，这时候我需要迅速知道某一个领域，或者说我们公司目前这个行业目前可以跟他说的一些产品的方向，都可以通过这个 AI 的智能助手去给到一个提供。那它非常非常方便的就给到了我们这个提效，然后降本。然后第二个的话，那可能就是个性化的这样子的服务了。然后这个可能在教育娱乐领域的话，会更多的可能性，比如说像AI 辅助教学、AI 游戏。这个其实前天我去 Animal Car Brands 他们的Alan 有讲的时候，分享到一个他们孵化项目还比较有趣，叫 Tiny Tap。然后这个呢，它是你在它的网页上输入你想要学习的关键词，任何2个或者任何3个，比如说我刚刚输入 AI 和 blockchain， 然后它会给我生成一个小游戏。这个小游戏里面包括了视频，然后让你选择那些什么按键，然后甚至和你的对话之类的，这就是整一个 AI 创作出来的东西，我觉得非常的震惊。然后也就是说，这个很适合小朋友们，就是他非常快速的，就是他问一件什么事情啊，我就给他在上面生成一个让他边玩然后边学的这样子一个东西。然后它和 Web3 结合的也很好，就是它作为一个创作者，我生成这个东西，我可以把它发到这个 OpenSea 上去，用它的这个背后的代币应该是叫EDU 吧，就是 Edu 的那个缩写，然后去卖。我刚刚点开他们应该这个地板价还行0.055，然后总共的 volume 也是有的。我觉得这也是一个 AI 和 AI 本身就是给我们的一个很好玩的 体验嘛，然后也和 Web3 会有一些尝试，应该在后面有话题会聊到。那最后一个的话呢，就是在这个创新领域拓展，就是我们很多人会和 AI 一起去做一些共创，那这些在艺术、文学、音乐啊，都会有更多的新的可能性。像这一次，我也是上周的时候在 Digital Art Fair 去参观它里面的一些很多的艺术 NFT 的展览，那里面它就有，其中有好多个我记得都是英国那边的还是澳洲他们的那种 Art Fair， 就是 Art Gallery， 然后他们展示出来的一些作品，有一个我印象特别深，它用的就是一个 AI 的那个机械臂的机器人和就只有一个手臂，然后看到他视频在地上就是进行一些创作，然后旁边是他的那个生成他的艺术家，然后他们共同创作出了一幅那种我不太看得懂的艺术作品，但是他就是挂在了那个 Art Fair 的整一个就是给他的一个画廊上，那我觉得这也是一个就这3个方面吧，对。
非常非常感谢玉玉老师分享，这个非常的生动啊，仿佛我已经看到那个画的样子了。然后也是非常感谢，对对，非常感谢。然后我们即将进入到第2个话题啊，就是刚才 Spark 老师其实也有聊到，就是在过去的一段时间里，我们用 AI 创作的这个门槛大大降低了，所有人都可以用 Midjourney 或者一些其他的 AI 创作绘画软件去创作一些自己的这个内容，或者说自己的一些这个绘画作品。但是这个时候就出现了一个问题，就是我们创作的这些作品之后，往往这种真实性或这种版权是很容易被人质疑，或很容易被人推翻的。那特别想请教一下在座的几位嘉宾，就是您是怎么看待这种 AI 创作真实性和版权性，如何去确保这种创作者的权益的呢？那我们还是按照老样子，先请 Patrick 老师简单的阐述一下这个问题好吗？
版权啊，那个我是一个技术人，我是专门搞 AI 的。然后，艺术类的话，这个我不是很在行，但是我说说我的想法吧。就是这个版权类其实一直都是就是受到争议的，然后这也是为什么区块链技术是比较好的，对吧？就是说你上链之后可以溯源，然后那个包括这个 Alan 老师的这个猴头，对吧？这个 BAYC 这个它一共就1万个，那我觉得就是如果说基于这个区块链技术，然后那个对 IP 进行一个我不是很清楚啊，因为这个我真的是一个这个 data scientist， 对那个 AI， 所以我就说不知道怎么回答您的问题，说实话，这个
明白
但是
明白，就是确实，我觉得这个问题虽然说没怎么回答，但其实也是很好的回答的这个问题啊。就其实除了目前整个 AI 行业中可能对这个版权或者说对这种创作者权益确实是存在一个比较迷惑的一个定义，比如像还有像刚才Patrick老师讲的，我们用一种区块链的方式，以一种链上的方式去确定，我创作这个 AI 是我的，然后我创作这个 AI 我应该享有它带给我的一些权益。我觉得这个也确实是一个非常好的回答。所以说我觉得其实是非常好的回答这个问题啊。然后咱们正好请这个刚才被 Patrick 老师 Q 到的这个 Alan 老师，可以简单的讲一下自己的这个观点的自己对这个问题的一个观点。
对，这个问题其实非常复杂。刚好我有意思的是，我在做 Web3 之前的一个项目是做区块链版权保护的，就像刚刚 Patrick 老师说的那个逻辑。但其实很难，其实用区块链去做版权保护这件事情也很难。刚刚这个 Patrick 老师有扣到这个 Q 到这个猴子哈，就 Yuga Labs 最近正在打官司嘛，刚刚赢了那个访盘，然后这个法院裁定他赔偿。其实我们会发现，就是版权最后的争议究竟是谁来裁定，对吧？它一定是一个中心化的法律机关，凭借法官的这种自由心证来去裁定你的 A 作品和 B 作品的相似度，对吧？创作理念的这种借鉴啊等等，其实它是一个非常复杂的这个逻辑。这是第一个回答那个真实性的问题，真实性的界定非常复杂。我觉得这个事情呢，会是一个很漫长的一个事情。现在都是由人来去界定，由法官来去界定，并且法官背后衍生出了这个管辖地包括这种跨境管辖等等，其实是非常非常复杂的一件事情。另外，我觉得版权这个事情，可能回头我觉得人处理的这种效率是非常非常低的，可能还是得AI 去处理因为之前我们也在尝试用 AI 去做处理，就是做这种A 作品和 B 作品的相似度的比对包括它的特征向量的这种相似度，就是究竟怎么去判定，用 相对量化的方式去判定一个作品的相似度。我们当时是为法官们去提供一种审判的一个先决的一个基础。但后来发现这个路也其实走的比较难。当然回头又看到大模型有一些突破，我觉得未来这里头可能会有一些变化。第一个就是说真实性的判断非常复杂。第二个我觉得版权这里的保护啊、比对啊，其实还是一定程度上目前需要依赖司法机关。但是我觉得 AI 在这里头也可以做很多的事情来去比对侵权作品与这个被侵权作品的一些相似性。然后第三点就是区块链在版权保护上，我觉得可以做一些事情，但是我们实践完成就还是比较难的，因为最终的裁量还是得来交给这种有法律效力的公权力机关。对，所以我觉得还有一点就是我也在思考，就是究竟怎么看创作者，对吧？然后我们说版权基于创作者的保护，那 AI 算不算一个创作者？然后这个我自己也没有答案。我觉得如果 AI 也算一个创作者，对吧？那它其实是可以对作品进行微调，甚至相对大一点的调整。怎么去界定它的这个侵权盗版，又怎么界定它的产权的这个保护？我觉得这可能都是未来需要不断的立法去出台新的规定，来法律去匹配这个生产力的一些要做的事情吧。
明白，非常感谢叶老师回答。用 AI 去解决因为 AI 产生的问题，我觉得这确实是一个非常好的方向。然后也想请教一下 Spark 老师是怎么看待这个问题的呢？
好的，我觉得刚才 Patrick 和 Alan 其实都说的非常好我可能就是补充几点吧。首先我觉得这个其实 AI 创作本身就属于创作者的一种资产嘛。我觉得这种 NFT 作为一个 Web3 资产的载体，它其实可能是一个很好的解决方案就是如果 AI 它本身产生的是一个完全新的创作，而不是基于已有 IP 的二创，可能这个 IP 问题可能会更好解决。比如像 A 老师这个他的猴子，对不对？其实我们都知道，猴子拥有者是拥有这个猴子所有的商业使用权的猴子。所以我觉得其实可能 NFT 也可以作为一个很好的 IP 的载体，因为 Web3 技术它会提供一个这个 data ownership， 也就是让NFT 里的拥有者可以完全控制它的 NFT， 谁可以来使用它的 NFT， 然后谁可以去interact 跟它的 NFT 去交互。所以其实用这个技术去相当于保护 IP， 可能是一个可以探索的方向。对，我大概就补充这一点，这是我的一些思考。我觉得可能这是未来的一个发展方向。
非常感谢 Spark 老师的分享，然后非常精简但是准确的一个回答。然后也想请瑞老师简单分享一下对这个问题的观点。
好的，谢谢主持人。我觉得就是目前来说的话，这个著作权的可能大家讨论的有几种吧，一个是说归这个机器人的发明者所有，然后就是说，那这个肯定我觉得首先就是不是很合适，因为这个使用者在使用过程中基于自己创意去出现的一些各种各样的作品的话，它其实从这个个人意志上来说，它体现的应该是使用者的意志，因为我们作为使用者是在控制它，然后而不是发明者的意志嘛。然后所以说其实现在更加，因为我跟我自己投资 AI 公司的话，它在做这个实际的业务的时候，也会和客户去交流说，那我们其实 AI 的这个版权，其实后续目前来说，创作出来的东西都是归使用者所有的，所以这应该是目前就是主流的一个在操作的事情。然后那第二种观点的话，就是归训练素材的作者所有，但是这个训练素材那其实也就混淆了一下新作品和训练样本之间的这个关系，因为你没有办法说你训练的背后的到底是基于是谁，这也很难评判。那第三种就是我刚刚听到应该是Patrick 老师还是 Alan 老师讲到的，说是 有这种类似于 AI 自己说自己去自己的一个这个，就是类似于虚拟人格的这个，那这个其实是可能更多的这种科幻小说，或者说我们真的未来会有的一个大的趋势吧，就是大的这种畅想，就是它明确表明了这个发明者他不是机器的发明者，不是作者，然后背后的这个也不是作者，而是 AI 这个。在这个自己作为一个虚拟的人格在进行创作，然后有这个，那这个之后可能在 Web3 的世界里，因为它有了一个自己的，每一个 AI 都有一个自己的钱包，然后它可以自己去做一个属于自己的创作啊功能，然后这个部分如果不是受人类去控制的话，那也会有一定的这个可能性吧，对，所以然后我觉得就是这个。如何去确保创作者的权益这一块的话，可能目前来说，就是我们在这个现实世界里面和客户去交流，就是说是归乎这个创作，就是使用这个东西的人，我使用这个 AI 创作出来什么东西，那这个就是我做出来的，可能一方面也去激发了他去利用我们这个 AI 的模型去加入自己想要的一些东西，去创作更加优秀的这个作品，然后另外一方面也会赋予大家更大合理的使用空间，去推动文学艺术的传播，就是一个比较激进和一个现实世界的这样子一个讨论。对，谢谢。
非常非常感谢玉老师的回答，我觉得是一个非常全面，但是也是非常精准的一个总结，然后也是跟我们这个讲解了一下这个版权跟这个 AI 技术相关的一些细节，然后也非常感谢刚才几位嘉宾的一个分享。然后我们第三个本场panel第三个话题会比较轻松一点，就是也是想请各位嘉宾这个可以分享一下自己的经历吧。就是第三个话题是 AI 创作应该应该如何更好的这个诠释人类的这种创造灵感。就比如说可能像我的话，可能之前会用一些 Mid Journey 去做一些这个海报呀，或者说一些背景板，或者说一些这个图片的一些背景板。但是因为这个我们讲这个 AI 技术它虽然比较强大，但是有的时候在这些细节的雕琢上可能没有那么的细节嘛，就是可能没有那么的精细，所以说就会导致它去做一些比较这个背景一些类型的图片也比较合适，但是如果是让它去做一些比较靠前的这种前端的前面的一些图片的设计的话，可能会比较没有那么精细，所以说也是想请教一下在座的几位老师有没有在自己的这种这个使用 AI 创作的经历中发现过这样的问题，还有您是怎么解决的？然后我们还是先请这个 Patrick 老师简单的分享一下，您作为这个对程序这一块比较有了解的这个人，应该会对这些会比较有自己的见解吧？然后想听一听您的分享。
对，好的，谢谢。那个，就我刚开场说了，就是现在它提高了一个效率跟一个沟通的一个成本，就是因为我自己不是做设计的，然后但是我们会有一些设计，那在跟设计师沟通的时候呢，就以前你要跟他描述，然后可能要跟他找一些案例，但是这个也不是你完全想要的，所以大家可能做项目都知道了，你可能要跟设计师来回拉扯很长时间，除非这个设计师一直跟着你做项目做了很久，他了解你的这个 style。跟你的这个 vibe， 对吧？不然的话，你跟他真的是就经常拉扯，来回，就是我们经常说的这个什么什么黑白什么灰啊，那个怎么说来着？叫不知道，反正就是他不知道你想要什么东西。但是我们后面就发现，如果我们用 AIGC 给他一个像原型一样的这个图片，然后告诉他你把这个东西改成我想要的，哎。这个效率就很提高，可能来回2次，我们就能达到我们想要的这个效果了，就沟通成本减少了，实际上就节约时间，实际上就节约了就增加了效率。这个我说的图片了，然后代码方面就更那个，我想说的就是因为 GPT 出来之后呢，我就开始玩了，然后呢，我其实是很早一批就玩 GPT 的，因为我们编程嘛，然后有 AI 算法。就是我当时尝试用 GPT 帮我写了一个那个 blockchain 的 games， 就是一个比较简单的，然后一般人写呢可能也需要写1个礼拜。那 GPT 呢，它是慢慢的挤出来的，但是也不错，我就尝试在5个小时之内就把那个游戏给编好了，就 literally 就只花了5个小时。然后，但是它呢是很碎片化的，就是你要一直去挤它，它把代码一点点挤给你，就是它会。挤出来之后呢，然后还有 bug， 然后可能他写出来只花了2-3个小时，我排 bug 排了2-3个小时，但是就真的能用了，它能做前端后台， 智能合约全部能搞定，就只花6-7个小时，对吧？这个我说，但是后面我又发现市场上有更多的那个叫 AI agent， 它可以帮你把这些指令给聚合在一起，就不像 GPT 那样的一次只出一点点东西出来，它给你聚合好之后呢，它这更加的优化了，但是它那个软件还是需要再优化，所以他们也在进步中。这个就是我想说的。哎，我已经忘了你问的什么问题了，但是我希望我回答的 OK， 谢谢。
明白，我觉得这回答非常好啊！这个用自身的经历给我们讲解了一个自己使用 AI 然后去创作一款游戏，或者是去创作一个物品的这么一个经历，然后也是想请教一下，老师有没有之前用 AI 或去创作过一些东西呢？
对，我用的会比较简单，我一般就写文档啊什么，或者说查一查信息会用，倒没有说到创作了这个层面。我觉得这个问题可能翻译出来是大致就是怎么样可以让使用 AI 变得更精准、更精确。我觉得之前就是大家一直在提这个 prompt 嘛，就是提示词，这个很重要，甚至说未来会有一个职业是提示词工程师，但是这个也是比较共识的。但随着大模型就是疯狂的内卷，然后突然就是有一些大模型已经是可以就是那种 auto GPT 嘛，它可以自动化的去持续的去追问，甚至自己去优化这些提示词。所以我觉得关键就是现在的大模型可能随着数据越来越多，随着模型的算力越来越大，然后下面就是它会自己去卷这些提示词，我觉得可能对人的使用就会越来越精准吧。对，这块我不是很有经验，我觉得只能回答这么多。我觉得更精准的话就是怎么去优化提示词，以及让 AI 来去优化提示词。对，
明白，我觉得回答非常好，因为我之前那个在用 Midjourney 进行作画的时候，确实，我还专门去买了一本那个提示词的那个宝典啊，然后用完之后，我感觉好像，还是自己去摸索可能会比较好一点。然后也是想请教 Spark 老师是怎么看待这个AI 创作该如何更好的诠释人类创作灵感这个话题的呢？
好的，对，就是就像刚才大家说到的，就是有2个角度吧，一个就是从这个 prompt 的角度去考虑，因为这个 prompt 其实是人类和这个 AI 沟通的语言，是一个沟通的桥梁，所以我们往往需要这种好的 prompt， 然后才能更好的让 AI 去理解我们的想法，然后就是所以人类也需要这种准确的描述和这种传达，然后才能让 AI 理解自己的灵感。这就是我们刚才说的这个 prompt engineering， 对吧？就是这个提示词工程师，所以其实比如像这个 prompt 本身撰写是有门槛的，然后我们其实现在可能需要做的就是不断去降低这个门槛。有一种刚才方式就是大家刚才提到，可能我们用AI 去帮助我们不断降低这个门槛，那个就是可能我们不断优化这个模型，然后让这个让这个让这个模型 AIGC 模型去更好的理解我们的这个人类的情感和想法。就是从这个角度来说呢，人类其实创作灵感往往是由这个情感激发的嘛，但是这个 AI 它是基于算法和数学模型构建系统，所以它的运用方式是和人大脑其实是完全不一样的，它是没有情感的，所以其实让 AI 去理解灵感是怎么说，可能是比较难的一件事情但是我们可以通过这种相应的这种大量与情感连接起来的这种训练数据然后可以帮助 AI 让他们假装理解人类的想法和情感。对，这就是我的想法。对，主要就这2点，一点是优化 prompt， 另一点就是优化这个 AIGC 的模型。
明白，非常感谢 Spark 老师的分享。然后特别想听一下瑞老师对这个问题的一个见解，因为我看到您的这个头像应该也是用 AIGC 去进行创作的，然后想听一听，有没有什么背后的故事，或者说对于这个问题的看法可以跟我们分享的呢？
主持人，我讲老师太厉害了，确实是，这是我用那个造梦空间、造梦日记还是造梦笔记，然后创作的，然后就是用刚刚Patrick 老师说的，我一开始想要跟他说，我想要一个就是女性，然后科技，然后就是类似这样关键词输进去，就总是达不到我要的效果。然后我后来我就直接贴了一张我觉得我喜欢那个风格的这个图贴上去，然后就出来了一个这个，我就非常满意，然后非常的喜欢。就是一个优化就是成功的案例，对。然后那对于这个说要怎么样更好的激发人类创作灵感，首先我自己 怎么说呢？可能什么，INTP 的悲观型世界观吧，就是会觉得我觉得是悲观的，就是其实刚刚说的 prompt engineering 什么都好，它不过是一个就是条件概率。其实我输入 prompt 就是给它增加了一个条件，你在这个条件概率下，可能更快的可以去接近到我想要的那个结果，但是它背后的这些里面的数据啊，还有材料啊、文字啊，已经是基于前面我们的人类世界前辈产生的一些东西来做的了。那如果我们一直持续的是这样子去产生一些接下来的话，那其实我们能够真正人类去产生的东西其实是越来越少。当然我也觉得可以不是这么绝对的说，因为之前人类产生了也有很多重复性的东西，所以说就是这个可能在 prompt 的这个它提升的是效率吧，不是说是创作灵感嘛。如果真的要创作灵感的话，就它不是 prompt 上的，也不是这个后面大模型上的，它可能还是一个基于我们作为一个人，就是能够去真正有自己的就是创作性工作，能够做很多的这个去和 AI 本身去和它做一个联合创作吧，可能输入一些更多自己的想法和看法，然后让它基于之前他了解到的一个这个 knowledge base， 然后去共同来完成创作。我觉得很好玩的可能就是前段时间我有看到，因为想要探索一些 AI 和这个实物上面的那种，然后我们就想说看到一个叫火火兔的那个，好像在 Twitter 和淘宝 B 站都很火，然后他就是把那个模型，然后安装到一个玩具上，然后自己去给它做很多的这种定制。我觉得这个好像是比说纯粹的，就是像什么 prompt engineering 啊这些，更像是创作类的一个行为。对，谢谢主持人，你怎么看出来这是 AI 创作的？好牛逼！
有种这个看多了就感觉有点偏向那种感觉。
是的，是的。
好的，非常感谢音乐老师的分享，然后也非常生动，也非常活泼。然后我们就进入到本场 panel 最后一个话题啊，就是说在 AI 技术不断进化的这种不断进化的情况下，那在座的各位都是 Web3 的一些核心建设者嘛，就是想请教一下，在各位的嘉宾看来，我们该如何用这个 AI 技术与这个 Web3 相结合？我们可以期待哪些新的 Web3 应用？然后也是想请教一下那个Patrick 老师。
我这里做广告，就是我们项目就是用 AI 与 Web3 结合，然后带来外部价值。就是我们是用 AI，但不是 AIGC 了，是用 AI 来做预测。然后呢，就是其实算法现在很稳定，然后比较准确。然后我说我们其实比怎么说呢？我也不自卖自夸了吧。就是我们这个算法确实真的不错的，因为当时就是 AIGC 火的时候呢，我们其实已经在用 AI 做预测了。就是我们是对体育，其实就是我对足球嘛，就是足球跟篮球很感兴趣，然后我们就一帮人就想说这个数据，也是想就在 ChatGPT 火之前，我们就在做这个事儿。然后呢，其实那个时候还没有接触到 Web 3.0，所以当我们意识到这个外部价值对 Web 3.0是非常有意义的时候呢，我们就决定把这个项目推出来。然后当然之前我也说这个光有 AI 还不行，还要有量化策略。那我说太多这个我们项目了哈，就是说如果说 AI 对Web 3.0有什么帮助的话呢，我想说第一点就是它能够创造外部价值，这个是 Web 3.0其实最大的一个问题，就是很多的项目其实都是有庞氏属性在里面的，这个大家都有目共睹的，这个也不说了。但是外部价值是一个 key factor， 然后再就是 AI 能够提高效率，但是这个对 Web 2也是一样的，AI 能够提高效率 ，AI 能够做情感陪护 ，AI 能够不拉一些。然后最后说一点就是我个人是觉得，如果说未来做项目，如果说不用到 AI 的话，那基本上就落伍了。其实，所以说，如果现在的 初创 startup 哈也好，怎么样，就尽量去用 AI 吧。市面上工具很多。我说一点啊，就是之前 Yuri 说的，那个我用一个工具叫 Staya， 就是叫什么忘掉了 ，Staya AI， 我把那个 BAYC 的一张图片放进去，然后呢，我生成了1000张 BAYC 的访盘。但是我只花了多长时间呢？就花了几个小时时间，就都不用画，就直接就生成了。然后它那个出来的 BAYC 的头像跟我想要的几乎差不多，然后1000张就几个小时，那这个就是效率。如果说你要找，哪怕你做访盘，你找设计师去画，那也是几个星期的时间，你可能还不止一个设计师。但是我用 AI，我就直接弄出来了。好吧，我说完了，谢谢。
明白明白，非常感谢 Patrick 老师分享，非常的这个非常这个让人能够感觉到这个其中的含义，然后也非常想要请教一下 Allen 老师对于这个 AI 与 Web3的结合有什么自己想要分享的呢？
对，我说一个自己有感触的点，就是我们那个就 BAYC holder 在聚会的时候，我发现一个现象，就是尤其是线下聚会的时候，至少有一半的 holder 不是就是在这一波 NFT Summer 之后才加入到 Web3 来，也就是它不是原来就在的，所以就是这是一种整个 Web3的一个破圈嘛。我们会发现，其实 NFT Summer 吸引了蛮多人，可能上百万或者更多或者说一个更大再乘以10的一个范围的用户感受到Web3的一些价值和魅力。我觉得这个很大的变化就是Web3 从上一波17年的时候，大家都是只能感受到后端的魅力，对吧？只能感受到这个EVM， 然后支持这种可编程的合约，然后做 SEO 乱七八糟这些后端的这种技术概念的魅力。但是到了21年，然后我们引入了一些前端的普通用户可感知的东西，对吧？这个东西本质就是内容加上了 Web3的资产的这样一些理念，然后让这个得以有更大的破圈。虽然市场然后就转凶了，然后我觉得下一波就是怎么样有更多的内容且更好玩的内容，然后以及结合上资产这个属性，我觉得就是Web3能够迎来更大破圈的机会。但是呢，就像刚 Patrick 说的，内容的创作你需要大量的优秀的设计师等等。但是 AI 的优势就是它可以批量的去生成，然后能打85分、能打80分的这个作品甚至是游戏道具甚至是 PFP 或者一些艺术类的东西或者是其他的我们各种想象不到的。所以我觉得很大的价值就是它可以为我们这个缺乏资产、缺乏内容的 Web3的世界快速的提供大量的内容，其实一定程度上让圈外的用户满意且感兴趣的。我觉得这可能是比较大的一个变化。
明白明白，有种这个你方唱罢我登场的感觉，就是 AI 可以为这个 Web3提供一个更好的外壳，更好的一个对外的展示的一个媒介吧，然后让大家可以了解到，原来 Web3可以是一个比较丰富多彩的地方，然后也是让大家也会吸引更多的人进来，然后我觉得这个也是非常符合我们 Web3的一个精神，然后也是想要请问一下 Spark 老师对这个 AI 与 Web3的结合有什么自己的观点呢？
好的，就是我首先认为就是Web3会可能给 AI 提供一个更好的这种经济系统的支持，因为 Web3的经济系统本来是可以说是更具有高效率的。对，所以我们可能未来会看到很多基于 Web3去对 AI 进行这种精细化的改造。比如说我们可以看到这种数据其实是 AI 的生命线嘛，是这种 AI 公司宝贵资产。所以我们可以没准之后可以看到未来的链上数据市场，然后可以买卖甚至租用这种数据来训练 AI。同时我们可能也可以看到这种像这种Web3 的任务平台，让用户去和 AI 交互，来为 AI 提供这种真实可靠的这种训练数据，用户也可以获得做这些任务来获得一些收益吧。就是我感觉这可能是未来 Web3 和 AI 结合的一个大方向。对可能之后会冒出来很多很有意思的应用。对，就像我们项目其实也是在做这方面。对，就是相当于给AI GC 创作者提供一个可以变现的渠道，然后也是通过 Web3 去改造这种当前 AI GC 这个无法变现的一个现状吧。对，然后这种谢谢大家，我的想法是这样。
好的，好的，我觉得 Spark 老师讲的非常好啊，就是用 Web3给 AI 创作者或者 AI 创作的一些内容去进行一种变现或者一种价值回馈的一种方式，我觉得这个确实很符合这个 Web3的精神。然后也是想听一听这个岳老师对这一方面有什么自己的见解呢？
谢谢主持人。我可以总结一下，就是我觉得前面3位老师讲的基本上已经非常全面了。一个就是这个 Patrick 老师和 Alan 老师的内容创作辅助上，就是利用 AI 技术去帮内容创作者提供更多的这些素材也好，还是去帮助我们这些生成也好，就是降低效率吧。然后虽然就是感觉好像突然没有那么的艺术了，但是确实它达成了这个结果。然后第二个就是这个经济线的背后的改造吧，就是 Spark 老师刚刚分享的。那一个不管你是数据上的经济变现，还是说你可能之后刚刚我们说的这个版权啊之类，都可能可以和 Web3 这个确权什么支付这些去给它结合上。那第三个我补充一个，就是我自己加上来就可能没有那么现实的一个事情，就是可能也就是比如说这 AI 代表，就是其实我可能刚刚说的前面的一些都是未来的一个我刚刚说的都是现实，然后我说就是可能之后比如说 AI 它去代表人类意志，然后其实就像我养一个 AI 像养了一条小狗一样，它其实它本身它需要什么，它没有像我们一样有那么多的欲望啊这些，你可能只要解决这个小狗什么吃，最起码的吃穿就 OK。然后那它其实但它又很聪明，那它会不会又能够帮助我们就是结合 Web3 里面的，我给了它一个我的这个 Web3 的钱包，它知道我想要什么，然后它直接可以通过这个就直接帮我全部在链上也好，还是在这个 digital 的 world 里面去全部帮我就是完成，然后就算是我的一个 assistant 这种类型的畅想吧。对，很奇怪，但是我觉得是有可能的，因为感觉和很多好朋友都会乱聊这些就是未来 AI 和 Web3 它自己有一个自己的这个数字世界，然后我们在另外一个人类世界和它进行一个连通，是世界上的另一个我，这种乱七八糟的。对，就是做一个最后小小的简单的分享。
明白明白，非常感谢岳老师的分享，有种这个在看这个经典悬疑剧集《黑镜》的感觉，就脑洞非常大。然后对，非常感谢。然后到这里我们本场 panel 所有话题都讲完了。然后在我们这个活动最后，非常再次感谢这个我们尊敬的四位嘉宾。然后我感觉各位的观点和见解都使我们这个讨论变得非常的丰富，然后也非常的多彩，为我们描绘了这个 AI 与数字创意的智能未来。然后各位的这种专业见解与这个专业知识与这种独到见解，为我们带来了更多的启发。我们UneMeta 和各位听众也非常荣幸能够听到各位的分享。同时，我要再次感谢所有参加我们本次活动的项方，是大家的这种支持与参与，才让这次活动变得更加的精彩。然后在这里，希望我们能够在未来有更多深入的合作，更多开创更多美好的未来。然后也是想提醒大家，今天晚上8点，我们会在 UneMeta Discord 里面举办这个游戏与卡拉 OK 活动。这是一个非常放松的时刻，也是我们可以彼此交流的一个机会。也是希望今天参加我们 panel 的所有嘉宾和朋友都能够参与进来，在这个欢笑声中度过一个这个愉快的时光，一展歌喉，共度这个美好时光。然后我们要这个时候要邀请我们的这个安总做一个最后的一个总结吧。不知道安总现在有时间吗？
好的，大家好，就是谢谢大家的今天参与我们这次 Demo Day 和1周年的这个纪念活动。因为大家是说中文，所以我就说中文了。然后其实就听了大家的分享，就是我每一个都很认真的听，我真的很感慨。就是我觉得大家的这些 founder 都非常的不容易，其实都在做很多前无古人没有任何经验可以去参考的事情，然后趟过的路其实就是自己总结的经验。所以就是为每一个 Web3 的builder 这个现在还在做的这些人打 call。其实过去的1年，其实对我们每一个人来说，确实都是非常的艰难的1年。那今天其实也就最后我展望一下未来来结尾吧。就是其实在区块链发展这么长一段时间， 我们其实一直看到的都是非常多的可能性和想象力和新的东西，就是比如说从最早的 ICO 也好 ，DeFi 到现在的NFT、GameFi、SocialFi，包括刚才大家在聊的AA 钱包啊、AI、Digital Art 这些东西，其实正是因为这些巨大的想象力和可能性，才让这个圈子越来越大，有更多的新人去进来，而不是说就是说这个我自己是有点反感投机这件事情的，就是我是觉得是这些对于一个行业的推进和发展让这些用户来进来，所以我希望今后呢也会有这样持续的创新，然后也大家坚持在这个行业不忘初心让 Web3呢不再是一个小众的东西，也不再是一个纯纯的投机的东西，也不再独立于这些传统行业之外然后希望 Uni 呢，这也是我们一直努力去做的，希望跟大家一起，就是把 Web3的作用真正的去融入到这个产业的发展之中，让原来所存在的东西变得更好，然后呢也让这个 Web3真正的是实现它的价值，是有自己真正的用户和乐趣。好，再次感谢大家这次的邀请这次的参与，然后不要忘了我们这次周年是一个持续性的活动，后面还有很多的活动，然后到我们的官网上现在还有一个寻宝探宝的一个活动，然后积累了我们这次寻宝完成的任务之后呢，会获得很丰厚的奖励。好，谢谢大家，谢谢。
再次感谢各位嘉宾的参与，然后希望我们这个明天更加精彩，然后我们今晚见，大家再见，
拜拜，
拜拜拜拜。
拜拜。